before it just sinks in.
Explodes.
He was very famous.
Oh no!
I need to show you a video of me doing stand-up badly because you showed me last time. And 3,
I tried to, but I was just so talented.
I know, yeah, you tried to.
Just like intangible red flag territory. Like he's not saying anything
Oh,
specific,
interesting.
But like
Yeah.
just as he's talking, you're like, do not be in a room alone with this man.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
So-
we can all love each other. No.
All right, great. Okay, great. This is great. What about him is an intangible red flag? Is it a way he appears, way he talks, hand gestures?
Do you know what the word intangible means?
All right, I'm gonna go have a piss.
Ashley, you're in charge.
I'm in charge. Bitches.
I went down on a juicy boozy, and
Uh-oh, got a fart in this chair. Is gonna make it reverberate. Hey, wait.
John.
Hey.
Oh no! Everybody else, hey,
Hey.
What's going on? I'm just waiting for music. I thought you were getting music. Oh, I thought you were just getting
how
music.
my penis gets born.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here's a shed.
The ice cream cones came with a little metal packet that is just full of sugar. It's just full of sugar to be poured into the cones.
I got what has the Japanese not gotten a hold of, perfected, and then when everyone was like, "You did it," they went, "And now we'll begin." And you're like, "No, you fixed it. It was fixed. Do not break it." They're like, "No, we got to break this.
I still have some more questions.
Go ahead.
John Hastings is on America's Got Talent for 5 minutes, and now he's got houses in LA and London.
That's right.
Yeah.
You kept a house in London?
Yeah, I've kept a house in London.
Update: not sugar.
There's no fluid tasting enough to warrant sucking it out of him. Yeah. No, but it was did he do it when he was then in the band when they were the 4 Bee Gees that brief time before then his heart exploded?
Wow.
I'm not saying anything that didn't happen. That is what happened to him.
I'm a predator.
And it was going awesome. And we even started having drinks at a bar, and we each had girlfriends with us, whatever. We're having a great time until I got comfortable enough to go, hey, we share a birthday,
As someone who's been eternally single.
Go ahead. Is it your fault? Yes. No. Sorry.
Stop tweeting after your dates, Ashley. Stop tweeting after your dates.
Oh, bad news, Paul. You're getting a Batman bed.
This is not bad news. I am so pleased.
Support them.
But you know what's more important than helping people's mental health?
Fuck you, John.
I'm just saying. Tom, you're a comedy fan.
Here's what happened. So I came up after she finished a couple times.
How did you
I'm not
spell
one's not enough.
What
you go for 2. That's how you start it out.
Smoother crunchy.
And then Jesus boom. And so so when I emerged, I went to kiss her and she just grabbed my face and she sucked it all out of my beard.
So hurtful.
That's a literary reference. Oh no, I gotta.
Hey, he can't tie me out now. I'm the only one here. Books, pages. Right. Verb, noun, adjective. Nice. Someone get me that.
I'm very prone to bullying.
No, you're talking about Andy Gibb.
I am talking about Andy Gibb. Pardon me.
Get your Gibbs straight if you want to come at me, bro.
Sorry.
Those nice bearded men and their Aryan friends seem like they're doing very different shows.
Marion's got pink eye. She touched her and all. I tried to. It crawled away too quickly.
It's difficult with tea. Sometimes you try and tune it and you get Assam.
I'm officially declaring it. Jordan is the governor general of this stream.
God damn it, guys. I took Ritalin today. I can only focus on one thing at a time.
What is happening right now? screens. I want to have two screens.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Paul and I were walking through the park, and we walked past the tennis courts. A ball had gone over the fence. Paul went down, grabbed it, threw it over, and the young woman who was playing said, "Thank you, sir."
Oh,
ouch.
Right, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna fucking take over this fucking festival, and you're not gonna fucking stop me. Why? All these fucking robots are all around the fucking city, right?
Yeah, don't knock a spit roast till you try it.
Just hang on. Can you just keep going? Make an appeal right now for us to stop this whole thing. Go ahead, Tom.
I think we should see Paul's face for this. There's going to be tears.
No, your junk in the trunk is not as prominent. Make the camera go lower now. Jesus. Now bounce your bottom, sir.
What are we doing?
Having a nice time. So let's watch
That's
it one
a
more
Betty
time.
Creases Jamaican for poop shoot.
Oh no, the Canadians are coming.
Chris, John, and Irish Ashley combine to make the ultimate team, better than any wet dream. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and Boomer. Ashley's the real leader. Chris brings the vibes and juices as our enjoyment increases. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you, bud? Hang on.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Not much, but old school. No, that's not the one. This one. Old school today. You know what I mean? Just the gents.
Yeah, that's right. Ashley is on a glamorous bus.
Ooh, possibly in Scotland. How horrible.
I was hoping. I said it in the Discord, and I meant it. I wanted her to do it from her phone and just interview whatever stranger was sitting near her, and we would do a bus stream.
I completely agree with you. I think, but her concern was how loud the bus was.
Oh, is that? I didn't get to read it because I ran out to get some food and then came back in, so I haven't gotten in.
Oh, that's interesting. What I was doing was I was talking about the various beverages I was going to enjoy for the stream instead of oh, look, it bus to Waterford.
Are you buying some beautiful crystal and possibly whatever else Waterford is known for?
Would you like to know that I know by the Megabus Megastream? Imagine the stream like the movie Speed only ends when we get off the bus.
Waterford. I hardly know Hereford.
I know what. Do we have a guest? I just heard the little pop.
Yeah, did you not see? That's
no!
right. We got a good old buddy, good old pal. What's up, dude?
Oh my God! It's the keyboardist from every one-hit wonder new wave band.
We're on tour this summer, Ontario.
Also, Tatsunumi Canada. I hope you're coming at us from Canada. Are you coming at us from Canada, Ontario?
That would be
Ottawa's
great.
only and worst suburb.
Also, where the name Canada came from, because the First Nations chief that the Europeans came and were like, "What do you call this land?" The chief went Canada, but he meant his town, and the interloper was like, "Oh, probably the whole place. Don't worry about it."
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to debut a new game. Chris Betts, Jordan Robson Kramer. You are both familiar with the Canadian Heritage Minutes. We've talked about them here on the stream before.
That's right.
Hi.
The more you know about Canada.
Yeah, the more you know specifically about Canada from the perspective of straight white men.
And it's populated by actors who couldn't get work in the States.
What Montreal comedian that Chris Betts and I both started with, stepfather, invented the Heritage Minute?
Ooh.
Exactly correct, Chris. Exactly correct. The face I thought you would make. Yes. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone thought the stream was going to lag when Ashley Manning's here. Not when John has had 2 sips of Maui Wowie, an 80-minute run in the heat. He's pumped up. There's oat milk in the coffee, Chris.
Okay. By the way, everybody say hi to Jordan Robson Kramer. You all know him if you're a regular Troggy. We love JRC. He's our boy. I also want to point out Boomstickery making an excellent point. The only stream that gets straighter for Pride.
Yeah,
that's right. Not only do we only kick off our only woman, but also our only LGBTQ member.
Also, I also didn't know they changed the LGBTQ plus flag to accommodate for all of the different groups. And I gotta say, I enjoy the busyness.
There's a lot going on.
I like it. You know what it's saying? It's saying we're progressing.
Well, you know what I like about it is it's extra, which, as far as I understand, is quite popular in that community.
I don't know where you're going with that.
Do you? Oh, just that extra is very much a thing in the LGBTQ community. Obviously, not everybody, because nothing's true about everybody, is it? But it's very much a thing where you go big. It's like the new version of camp, extra, over the top. And
fun!
Is extra as hell.
It is. It certainly is. I have to tell you, I just thought it was an LA thing because, like LA, I just assume everything I see is part of some sort of lib echo chamber. So I didn't realize it was actually just the new flag. I just figured the people on the east side of Los Angeles or Koreatown, like, I guarantee there's progressives in those areas I disagree with.
Oh yeah, it's someone pointed out very funny, and I haven't paid enough attention to it, but they did so to say, isn't it weird that the first time the flags really gotten some flack in a long time was when they added a black stripe? My goodness. Andy is extra. Goddamn right you are. Okay, so we're guessing which comedian stepfather,
particularly Montreal comedian operating between the years 2006. This person, here's their first hint, started slightly after me.
So slightly
before Chris Betts.
So
Rodney Ramsey.
Your age.
Pardon me?
Around your age.
Around our age, perhaps. It is not Rodney Ramsey. Great guess. Knew you would guess that.
Shit.
Rodney Ramsey started 5 to 6 years before me, Jordan Robson Kramer. Would you like to guess a Montreal comedian?
I would. I'm going to guess Sugar Sammy.
Oh, Sugar Sammy would be a great guess.
Strong stalwart of the Canadian scene.
For those of you who don't know who Sugar Sammy is, Sugar Sammy is a comedian who performs in French, English, and Punjab, I believe.
Not sure.
And at the same time, simultaneously for his shows, which is very interesting sometimes, and very much does like crowd work. He also was a club promoter, and because Montreal is such a microcosm, Montreal is basically like as a nation unto yourself. You can become Montreal famous, could make you somewhat internationally famous. And he pitched a show that was both in French and English called You're Gonna Rear, as in you're gonna laugh. It's very ridiculous.
Oh, I thought he meant you're gonna butts.
That's the implication. Yeah. And it was turned down by Just for Laughs and Live Nation and everyone else, and he produced it himself. And it sold more tickets than any other show in Canada in like 5 years on either side. And he got all of that money. So Sugar Sammy is just a really relaxed guy now.
Yeah, that dude can move tickets.
Boy, howdy.
Super
also,
sweet as well. Knows how to work a room. Always very charming to me.
Sugar Sammy, that guy, I got to tell you, I have never, I'm not trying to betray anyone's trust. Also, I got to tell you, there's nothing cooler than a guy in sunglasses inside drinking out of a tall boy. I'm going to tell you right now, there's something.
I love that shit.
You doing it right there, Jordan. That's what I liked. There's something about it where you're like.
Can I just say, I've tuned in sometimes. You guys wear shades. I was taking a 50-50 chance here.
Oh,
and now
I figured.
Now it's an unintentional cool asshole.
The only reason I didn't is because I've stepped on all of them again.
The only reason I didn't is because I'm not wearing any pants. And so standing up would be a crime, I believe.
Yeah.
Wait, are you? Hey!
There he is. That's Sugar Sammy.
Sugar
Alex
Sammy.
Watson, excellent guest. Deanne Smith.
Oh, but let me tell you, Alex Watson, let me even point this out to you. Deanne Smith is the name of the person that told me this information.
Oh, Faisal Butt.
Oh, what a dream. And don't I wish that was the answer to the question, but it is not.
Oh, shit. I think you're just gonna have to tell us. By the way, yeah, this is Sugar Sammy. So not only is he very talented,
he also doesn't give a hoot.
He's a pretty handsome guy who will just flip off a bunch of strangers. And he's a dangerous guy.
Go ahead, Jordan Robson Kramer.
Can we get one more guess? Just can you tell us what the heritage moment was?
No, the concept of heritage moments.
It was his idea. He did the whole thing.
Okay, he was the colonel of heritage. Okay,
it's even
but also his stepfather. So it's not like oh, I can see these.
But stepfather's even more interesting. Sure. I always think, because it's like, wait, your mom married the Heritage Minute guy?
That's pretty dope. Your mom's husband is the reason I know who James Naismith is.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I know about peach baskets, but I need these for later.
Literally, by the way, how this came to be is we were sat in a bar talking to people from Indiana, and I asked them, why the fuck is basketball so popular in Indiana? And they went, it was invented there. Then Deanne went, wasn't invented in Canada. And I went, you were not paying attention to the heritage moments. It was invented by a Canadian, but I do not believe that was happened in Canada. I believe it happened in America.
It was at a YMCA in Indiana.
Actually turned out not Indiana, but Indiana was the first place to have a league because the people from the YMCA in Indiana went to where James Naismith was being a weirdo with peach baskets, and they're like, this game's all right. Indiana's the team in the heritage moment when they've already got the broom and they're popping the ball out and they're having a jolly good time. Those are Hoosiers. Jordan, those are Hoosiers.
I know. I saw those, buddy.
One of the best sports movies of all time.
That Heritage Minute?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's obviously it was pitched as a prequel to Hoosiers, but
okay, but Hoosiers is one of the best sports movies. It is not the best sports movie.
No, it's not. No, it's one of them.
Yeah, because it's not Major League. That's the thing.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Let's get this comedian out of the way first. Who was it? Name this person, and we'll come back to the best sports movie.
Jess Solomon.
That actually makes a lot of sense now,
doesn't it? Right there. Jess Solomon is one of my favorite people. A, because you can run into her and you're talking politics for about an hour.
Very
Two,
much so.
Like one of the most interesting lives, and then chose to be a comedian. What did you do before this, Jess? Oh, I just was I don't actually, are we allowed to say what her job? I guess she talks.
Yeah, she says it on stage.
Okay, yeah. I was a war crimes prosecutor at The Hague. Go fuck yourself. Yeah.
This doesn't sound
And she was
real.
like, yeah, I just wanted to come home.
Yeah.
And just being grumpies once a week and have Jimbo tell me I'm not good enough, even though I was involved in the Slobodan Milosevic trial.
Yeah. I've been like 4 feet away from someone who ordered the murder of hundreds of thousands, and yet I'm being imitated by a man with a terrible wig who tries to fool everyone by saying he quit drinking this is coffee by mixing Coca-Cola and red wine.
Very popular in Mexico.
Very popular with Russia as well. Now, Jordan Robinson Kramer, here's the weird thing. I don't like sports. I do love a sports movie. How do you feel about it?
I like going to sports games. I don't follow them, but yeah, I can totally love a sports movie too, for sure.
Now, here's the first thing I want to address.
Yeah,
Mighty Ducks it's fine. It's not good. It's fine.
Wrong. Immediately wrong.
It's
Immediately
fine.
Wrong.
It's fine.
We watched it a few months ago. Top notch. Those kids. Come on now, Emilio. Triple Deke.
But it pales in comparison.
Issues?
Pales in comparison. Pales in comparison.
Wise
To what?
old man that owns a store.
What does it pale in comparison to, though, Chris?
Mighty Ducks 2, of course.
Mighty Ducks 2. Mighty Ducks 2 is phenomenal. I don't need Mighty Ducks 1 because here's the problem with Mighty Ducks 1. It doesn't have a villain. Guess what they have in Mighty Ducks 2? A villain. Iceland. I don't care for them. Get them. Get them, ducks. Quack, 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 quack.
Quack, 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 quack.
Quack, quack.
I can't believe that a children's movie would talk about tossing salad so casually.
Wow.
But,
is that
here
true?
we are.
They talk about talking? Oh, yes.
Quack, quack, quack.
I forgot
Quack, 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 quack,
I thought our inside joke was from Mighty Ducks 2 all of a sudden. That's just my error. That's on me. Guys, I wear that one.
I watched a good sports movie today, which is Adam Sandler's new one, Hustle.
Oh, about the
Hustle.
About the NBA scouts?
Yeah, and it's specifically the Philadelphia 76ers. And what I love about it is that the Sixers are the villain.
I mean, they are I only read about the process and all that because you talked about it, and I love that side of sports. Like, I find the gossipy weird. Like, when you break it down, it's crazy that jocks attack nerds because there's no one weirder than the people who play that are the apparatchii of professional sport. Roger Goodell sucks as a human being in a way that no one Roger. What's your game, man? And he's just like, I'm evil. That's like.
By the way, for all the British, non-North American, non-sports people, Roger Goodell, Commissioner of the NFL.
Like, literally, just like when he's not like conducting a witch hunt against the already guilty New England Patriots, he's making sure black people don't have rights. Like, you better not be black and want rights near Roger Goodell. He's going to make sure that doesn't happen. Chris?
John, I
Don't
hate to
do it.
interrupt, but we have an important update from Ashley Manning. I'm only getting pieces here and there, but teaser for next week. There's a quack update.
Oh my God.
Ashley got her ass eaten. Ashley got her ass
Guys,
eaten. Congratulations.
Also, I don't know if Ashley knows what happened last week on the program.
What happened last week on the program?
We have some scheduling that's happening in early July.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like we will discuss. Everyone in the chat who is aware of last week, we're gonna keep that quiet and reveal it all to Ashley when she gets back next week.
I completely forgot about that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Isn't that you forgot completely about that?
Completely forgot about it.
Well, I didn't see anything, Baldy. You don't know what happened last week, Ashley, and you also definitely don't know why we need to donate to anything.
Probably not.
All to be revealed next week, guys. But until then, let's rank best sports movie. I'm saying Major League. Here's why. I never don't cry at the end of that movie. There's just something about it. There are a bunch of people that just had a dream, and their dream was to be in the Major League.
Well, if we're going by tiers, then it's Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings never did it for me in that way.
What? When they crash and then they lift it and it's upside down, they're walking. Just you dead Sanka, no man, and they just keep.
I'm not saying
his
it's
dad who is so disappointed in him has the T-shirt on. He gives him the dad thumbs up, and the whole crowd's clapping and everybody's wearing. Come on. I'm tearing up thinking about it right now.
I'm not saying it's not great. I'm just saying Major League just a little bit above. Cool Runnings is definitely in the grouping. Cool Runnings rules. Thanks, Coach. Come on,
buddy.
My helmet's not on. Thanks, Coach.
That's the reason I know how to count in German is Cool Runnings. Because he was copying the Swiss team. He went, ein, zwei, drei.
Oh, man.
Oh, John's dead.
I gotta say this about Dougie Doug's career. Where did he go? He was in everything for like 2 years, and then he just fucking vanished.
I'm going to look that up because I don't know. Is he who the Dougie is about? Because if he is, I hope he's making commission on how popular the Dougie got again.
I hope so as well. Because I believe he's in Operation. I just remember that he's in like the other Bill Cosby show called Cosby. Maybe he was in that. He
was a voice in Shark Tale, so still at it.
Okay.
Most recently, yeah, not much lately, but he's been working every year or two. He's got a movie out.
Oh, that's not bad then.
Yeah. And TV. Yeah, he's fine. Dougie Doug's fine.
Wait a minute. Dougie Doug died?
Dougie Doug's not fine. Update. Dougie Doug not fine.
Is Dougie Doug dead? Jordan, is Dougie Doug dead?
Let's see.
Oh no.
Jordan.
No, very much alive. He's very much alive. What the hell?
Absolutely alive. He's 52 years old and he's thriving.
God damn it. God fucking damn it.
It's a Dougie Doug world out there, you know.
Dougie Doug's doing all right. He's been in 2 different episodes of Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
There you go. Did he have a wrap off with Ice-T?
I mean, imagine how they'd shoe that into the fucking thing.
Is Special Victims Unit the one where the guy's like, it looks like his dinner is done, then puts in the shades?
Oh, I think that's NCIS.
Oh, okay.
It's actually CSI Miami, which is. Here's the thing that I've been doing in my head while I've been going on these runs is one of them is I'm trying to think of what are cultural touchstones from the 2000s, because that decade just does not get discussed right now.
Well, we
Von
know
Dutch.
Von Dutch. So here's the ones I thought of. Von Dutch, Paris Hilton's fucking friend who was Nicole Richie.
Yeah.
Nicole Richie. The band Good Charlotte. Where the fuck are those guys?
Yeah. Who was the
It's such a fun
what was the other brand? Hardy? Ed Hardy.
Ed Hardy, the classic Ed Hardy. The only person I ever saw wearing those shirts actually was when Glenn Wool. There was when Glenn Wool was gorgeous in in 2008. he's rocking it in some clips when Glenn Wool is like, he's living on the road and he has a mustache and he's everything like a 20-year-old comedian who wants to get on the road should be like, wow, that guy probably doesn't even have to, he probably just gets a hotel with all his gigs.
How much are you running, John?
I'm trying to do like about an hour, mostly uphill every day. The bats in me belfry were really screaming, and I have to tell you, it's really, really helped. And yeah,
I feel like a total asshole asking this because I would never ask something like this 2 years ago. But are you making sure to strengthen your core?
Of course, yes.
Welcome to we're all in our 30s now.
Yeah. Let's not get fucking crazy here,
dude. I had a friend who started running like 5 years ago, and he herniated like a disc in his back, and the doctor told him he was going to need back surgery. And then he's like, I want a second opinion. Went to another doctor. They were like, well, you might want to try some yoga. And so he did yoga, ate edibles while doing yoga for like 6 months. No surgery needed.
Wow.
I gotta tell you, this is why science is really against human beings, is because what no one will talk about, and I mean this with COVID, with everything, is at the end, you know what humans are? At the end, we are the creature that invented this phrase. Oh, you think you're so fucking smart? Well, fucking watch this. And we made the mistake of not, when someone is able to prove one of the smart guys wrong, of not killing that person because they're like, you see this one time it worked out?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No, I realized that was very
but I agree with you. I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
Like, I know a guy that there's a guy who cured his cancer with
hopes and prayers.
There's that type of weed oil, like it's like the super high CBD, like Thomas oil,
okay,
something like that. Like, and it is true, it actually can in cases
I have a commercial for Thomas oil ready to go if you want to watch it.
Yeah, Thomas is oiling up your big stupid butt full of cancer. Your butt's full of cancer.
No.
I couldn't tell. Could you guys hear me talk about a butt full of cancer?
Yes,
on that?
Yes.
Good. It's important.
I never noticed how much Thomas's eyes on that look like he's getting a peek of somebody in the nude.
I got to tell you, Jordan, there's a lot of things that music, when you think about the fact that they bricked up a guy they just didn't like in a tunnel, like there's something about Thomas where it's like, I am so sweet, you don't think about all the knives. You know what I mean? Like, don't ask where all the other trains have gone. So yeah,
it's real bad. It's real bad. Yes, I'm not sure how we got onto this, but that is how Bob Marley died. He had a toe and he wouldn't get it amputated because that's against the Rasta religion, and so he died, and people were mad at him.
I thought it was the CIA.
But there's no guarantee that he would have kept making good music. How about that, folks? How about you're secretly glad he died when he did?
Yeah,
because you know who would have been anti-vax? Bob Marley.
Oh my God. Do you know, I say this all the time. Do you know how annoying Bill Hicks would be right now? Like Bill Hicks with that career, and then how big he would have been in England through the 90s because he would have just made fun of Clinton and they would have enjoyed that. Like, and then 9/11 would have happened, and then Bill would have gone crazy.
Absolutely insane. Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, he would have become Dick Gregory and just stopped doing stand-up and gone to work for these causes. But let's be honest, that's not who Bill Hicks was he?
That's not true. And also, like, I love Dick Gregory.
Put it on the merch. I'm glad Bill Hicks is dead. Quote, John Hastings.
Oh my God, we would sell so many of those t-shirts. I gotta say this about Dick Gregory, and I love Dick Gregory. I love Dick Gregory's politics. I don't think Dick Gregory gave a fuck. Dick Gregory ruled. Dick Gregory
was awesome.
Really got into some conspiracy theories through his old age. Oh boy,
very much so.
boy.
And his autobiography, one of the best books about comedy I've ever read.
I need to read that book. Is
Truly
it the one?
Spectacular.
Is the Dick Gregory book with the title that we won't say on?
Yes, very much.
Yeah,
so. Very much so. Yeah. Steve Mooney. This was butt cancer, and thanks, yo.
Is that
Steve
true?
Mooney says, did you see the medical trial that cured 100% of all that particular cancer? That cancer was butt cancer, if I remember correctly. And cured everybody. But it's only one trial. Wait for the peer review. Don't get your hopes up. One of these stories comes out every week.
Is this like weed oil?
No, this is like actual medicine. This is like
actual medicine that did
like
that?
a real medicine thing.
I
This is
mean,
not a hippie.
well, like, like a bunch of people have said of the mRNA technology that was actually works so well for the COVID vaccine. They're like, yeah, we may have an AIDS vaccine at some point now.
You know what? Do you guys know what CRISPR is? The gene editing software.
I do know that they make a hell of a Tupperware container.
They cut the shit. I mean, solid. First of all, second, so they can chop out like a part of your genome and replace it with something else.
Why?
And what they've done, I was just reading about this the other day, and that came out like years ago. But what they've done now is that they've mapped out what each gene is responsible for. So they've like isolated the type of information held in every little part of your double helix, so that they can now be like, oh, do you speak too loud when you're drunk? Zip, zap, normal volume. So they're really honing in on it, and I mean that can only end poorly, right? But it's amazing. It's amazing,
guys. First of all, I cannot wait to figure out how we use this to fuck. Because I got news for every new innovation. You know what the fucking Wright brothers are thinking when that plane took off? They went, we are going to be able to look down women's dresses. This fucking Orville, you've done it. You know what I mean? Like,
so I was trying to write a joke when I first heard CRISPR. I was trying to write a joke about this for a while, and I sort of put it to the side and forgot about it. But it was about, and we can play the game now, which is, what do you think will be the third most popular thing? So the first will be bigger dicks. Number one, that's going to be the thing that most people edit in. The second will be smarter. That'll be a brain, whatever.
I have a very
Number three, what do you think's going in there?
The ability to not give a shit all the time.
No.
Oh, that's called sociopathy, I believe. And longevity, Hammy coming in. Good. I like that. Length of life.
Yeah.
Hyper efficient metabolism.
Memory.
Probably just like quicker healing too, right? Like
height. John wants that famously. 5'7".
Yeah, very very small. 5'1", 4'11".
Yeah.
9'11".
Yeah.
Never forget.
Sexy bods. But we're gonna put that in with big dicks. We're gonna.
I also feel like we are really gonna be so when this happens. By the way, because there's gonna be all the non-gene. You can't do it. Don't do it. They're gonna. You know what I mean?
Gattaca.
Yeah.
Gattaca.
Oh, by the way, anti-vaxxers. Where are all the dead vaccine people? Oh, the regulations are never going to go. They've gone away. Can I fucking please be? Can this be acknowledged? You fucking asshole.
Oh, do you get heckled? Patty coming in strong with unbalding.
There it is. Number one will be
likely.
not balding. Number one will be not balding.
Very likely. I gigged with a comedian called Dan Gyrie last night in a Boston Pizza bowling alley. I don't like to brag, but sometimes I have to.
Welcome to Yuck Yucks, baby.
And Dan has this fucking beautiful hair. It's down to here, and when he takes it out, it's he looks like a character out of a Cervantes novel. He's stunning. And we were talking about he's divorced and I'm divorced, and we were talking about what comes next. And he's like, well, I'm having an easier time because I'm not a bald loser. And I had to give it to him. He was right. He had a point.
It's fine. I know Dan Gyrie. I love Dan Gyrie. You're having an easier time than Dan Gyrie.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Dan Gyrie.
It's true.
Oh, good for you.
Steve, you want to fuck this guy's hair.
The amount of people I know that have punched Dan Gyrie in the face, and all of them were in the right. I know 2 people that have punched him in the face, and both of them were in the right. And one of them guys' reason was he was just being a lot that day. And I was like, I see what you're saying. You were right to do what you did.
And you know what? I've only met Dan a couple times. We've done the last 2 Saturdays. We've done Yucks Road gigs together, and he seems like the kind of guy who, given maybe a bit of time, will go, you know what? Yeah, I deserve that. Fair enough.
Yeah. No. He's from. But here's what that means. He's from Alberta. People from Alberta, a lot of them need to get punched in the face, but because they're from Alberta, they know why it happened.
Yeah, smart.
BC
needs some of those fists to the face. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Big news, especially for the people who are original hum chums going back. My apartment, I've officially given notice because of the bedbug situation.
Oh, no.
Twice.
Yes, the interrogation area sofa is going to be bagged and put into storage until September. It's very sad. I feel so
Such
sad.
a shame. Are you getting a place? Are you moving into the house that you're in right now?
I think I'm gonna move into this house.
Ooh, very nice.
Yes, indeed. It's one of those things where it's like I think it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like I have moments of trepidation, but here's the thing: is I've also already lived here for 4 months, so what the weird feeling is it doesn't feel weird, and it's like it's because I was spending more than half my time here anyway, so it's just that sort of stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna buy a car, and when I come back from Edinburgh, because I just need
smart.
it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy a car. I think I want to buy, guys, a Honda Ridgeline. Also, this is
car.
I want to buy
a car, but it's a spoon.
It's a truck. I want to buy a little truck. That's what I'm thinking about buying because
you want somewhere to sleep if things get rough.
That's right. I got to be totally honest with you, Jordan. That is part of the reason because so many people have like pickup truck bed tents, and you see them like parked on because there's these beautiful like campsites on the beach as you go south.
Yeah,
but like. It's also like it'd be kind of shitty to sleep in the sand. You get your tent all sort of sandy, but you just have these little. It's basically you are on like a cliffside looking out into the beautiful Pacific Ocean, and you can just sleep right there. Be woken up with the fingers of dawn, just putting it in your nose. Lovely.
You're gonna love having kids.
About LA, there, John.
Pardon me?
Can I ask you something about LA there?
Yeah. Also, so Canadian to throw that there in at the end. I love it so. Let me talk to you there about Montreal there.
It's the Canadian Coalition today.
Oh yeah, baby.
What do you think is like the main hassle living in LA in terms of the dream versus the reality compared to somewhere like New York, which also probably is really annoying to live in and make ends meet?
LA is as badly. Chris will understand this more. LA is as badly designed as London. Like in terms of sprawl, in terms like the amount of times you look at a map and your only thought is, why would you do this? Who told you this was a good? I want to know who let this happen. That's the problem with LA, where you're like, wait a minute, I'm driving. This is a 3-mile journey because of the design of your city. It's going to take me 35 minutes. And like, yeah, that's right. You why to get from one highway to another do I have to drive down a residential road? We didn't plan this city. That's why. We just didn't plan it. Fuck you. Fuck you for moving here, they say.
How are you getting around?
Pardon me?
How are you getting around right now?
Ubers. Before it was bikes. And then I went Uber exclusive because Ubers were so cheap. And then starting in February, they've been like ramping up and getting a bit expensive, but then getting very cheap again. But the reason why I want a car is it's just Ubers from here, where I was before in Koreatown. Koreatown is like it's the dead center of LA, and because everything sprawls out, if you're in the center, everything is much closer together, so you can dart
like
in.
Spider web.
Exactly, dart it in.
Yeah.
Chris knows.
It's like how London is with the rest of the UK. Everything goes to and from London, but if you want to go from here to here, you basically have to go to London and back.
It was just so stupid. So many times you're just like, unless you're in the north, and then in the north, it makes no sense that they just built all those cities. You're like, why didn't you just build Manchester and have one big city as opposed to 9 small cities?
Yeah.
Are you going to buy? Oh, sorry, Jordan.
I was just going to say, I imagine you'd have moments like when you're like stewing in the shittiness of LA, you'll be like, oh, there's that person who was in that TV show. Cool.
It's even smaller than that, which is you're like, oh yeah, the weather's great. And just like, it's so nice. Like, it's so nice all the time.
So speaking of great weather, it's currently hot and humid and cloudy in Toronto.
Oh yeah. Welcome to Canada.
The first time since I was 11. Today I went out, I needed to buy underwear, and I went, you know what? I'm going to get briefs and see what happens.
What are you doing?
Have you worn an experiment?
I have one pair that I've worn about once to twice a year, every year since 2016. Is that
the Edinburgh Fringe pair?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And also, I've lost a significant amount of weight, so I now have to wear underwear underneath them, or they just sort of fall off in a way that can only be described as nervous sex criminal.
Mm-hmm. Gradual,
exactly. But it's gradual. It's like an unveiling. But what's also very weird about them is it hangs around my junk, but it isn't encasing. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh,
Yeah, it's like the dance. It's like the fan dance.
Yeah, exactly. Like something you don't want to see.
Speaking of that, can I tell you something that I just saw right before coming into the stream?
Was it my penis?
In a sense.
Go on.
So
Where's this going?
I stopped at the Dep to buy
You
my
said Jimmy McGee.
I stopped at the Dep, which is basically a convenience store.
Correct.
Not in the know, to buy my 0.0. There was a older monsieur who looked like a sort of like 60-year-old like rocker into Aerosmith and kind of stuff, like long white hair, wearing shorts that were cut off like jeans at one point. But
Oh no.
the ass pocket was fraying, and do you think he was wearing underwear?
Why would you?
He was not. So the flesh was coming out of the rip, and his hairs were visible.
Was it tight? So there was like little like bumps.
You
of
remember
ass
something about
with,
Mary
like-
when he gets his nutsack caught in the zipper? It was like
Of course.
But, like, with
Lovely
the-
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't
It
know
was
why
horrible.
I'm now reminded of my first ever Edinburgh Festival. I am known as the cutoff kid. I don't know if you know this about me, Jordan, but I will rock cutoffs sans underwear.
Oh,
And
I
I was
thought you meant because they're like, stop the mic. He's been on for.
It's actually that, but I like to pretend it's the shorts. It's the length. It's the length and content of my comedy. Because you know what I am, Jordan.
A nice man for
That's
starters.
right, and a truth teller.
Yeah.
And
that's
you know that is true. There's nothing. There's. Let me say what never is a red flag is when as soon as a comedian starts talking about being a truth teller, in no way are they about to start really sucking. In no way.
What they're doing is they're saying what we're all thinking, John.
They certainly are. Because you know
Yeah.
what? I haven't stopped thinking about trans people so long.
And
It's
isn't
really-
it a rule of comedy that it's funny if it's true as well?
Absolutely.
It certainly is.
And that's why it's so funny. And you know what's hard is that every time they try to get a picture taken of them, someone slaps tape on their mouth.
Yeah,
And
that's
you go,
right.
Hey, let this man's
And
truths
when you
out.
finally figure out a way to ditch those tape smackers, you release an album, the tape's off, uncensored.
Oh, free.
Let me tell you
Man.
about an awkward moment with a guy. I was looking at his. I was about to say who it was. I was looking at a poster, and I just went. He was very small on it. And I just went, man, I'm just happy that your poster doesn't have you fucking inexplicably with just tape X'd around your mouth. What's this guy gonna say? I remember yelling that, and he went, look closer at the mouth. And I looked down and I just went, what do you want from me? I fucking hate it. I was
It's
thinking about
terrible.
it again today.
I remember doing Brighton Fringe and Sarah Callahan, assumed friend of the show. Never been on, but I feel like she'd like it. She just went on to do like a 7-minute spot, and she'd taken other people's posters off the wall just to go on stage and be like, look at this shit. Look at this fucking dog shit.
Do you remember whose poster it was?
It was 7 years ago. Won't get back to them. The only one that I remember was Jambi McGrath because it was particularly terrible. And I feel like Rick Key sweater was probably in there, but I can't remember if that's one that I was making fun of. And so I'm putting it into Sarah's hands.
I don't mind that at all. I got to tell you.
Oh,
It was a hell of a day.
Can I tell you what my favorite sports movie is?
Oh yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I think because I'd never seen it before, and I was surprised at A, how touching it was, B, the fact that a big part of the movie is how much he cares for his pet turtles.
Rocky.
Oh, Rocky.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
He
shit.
loves those turtles.
That
You know-
movie is so much better than I ever.
It's so
thought.
It's a
insane.
great movie.
It's a great movie.
That and First Blood are great movies. They have no business being that great. They're just
Yeah.
great.
And also, by the way, I'll take Rocky 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then Rocky 5 can fuck off. I have only seen Rocky Balboa. Rocky Balboa fucking ruled.
I didn't see that one. I saw Creed was amazing. Loved Creed.
I can only
Haven't seen Creed 2.
I can only assume that Creed and Creed 2 are awesome.
Creed
Like,
is great.
Say what you want about Sylvester. You know how they made Rocky? Why they made it? So boxing was huge again, and MGM was like, "We need a boxing movie," and they couldn't find a script that worked. And he finally, supposedly the story when he went, fucking bring them to me. So the head of MGM is literally sitting there with all the boxing shirts, like, how do we not have one? One of the ones they had purchased but never been able to make was Rocky, because Sylvester Stallone would not let it be made unless he played Rocky. And they're like, no, it's going to be James Caan. This fucking head of the studio in frustration reads it and starts being like, why is he talking to his fucking turtles? Why? Like, and couldn't get over that. And he's like, I want to talk to this guy. Brings him in, and like, basically, like, Sylvester Stallone just charmed the shit out of him. And he was just like, yeah, do it. He's like, I'm giving you no money. So let's see if you can pull this off. But I'll give you the director who could pull it off. And then you have Rocky 1. It's great. Yeah, no one talks about Carl Weathers became a bit of a joke. That movie does not work without how fucking good Apollo Creed is as a character, because it is something that's impossible in that he's the bad guy. And you're like, I fucking like the bad guy wins, guys. Like, that movie was not made with, don't worry, there's going to be 8 more of these.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite Eddie Murphy bits as well, is like running into Italians who've just seen Rocky.
Go on.
Well, they all come out and they're all like super racist towards black people, and they're just like, oh come on. And he just tells the story of this one guy who was outside, and he's like, little Italian man, did you just see Rocky?
I got a couple of things to say. Here's the first thing. There's a Diet Coke over there. We'll get it. But before I do that, let me say this. I read an article where they were trashing Rocky 3. I fucking hate when people do that.
Is that the Russian?
No, that's Rocky 4. Rocky,
that's right.
Rocky 3. Rocky 3 is the second best one after Rocky. Actually,
for
me,
he's rich.
Yes, Rocky 3
with the robot, where he's got a goddamn robot.
Well, that's actually in Rocky 4, but
Okay.
Rocky 3 is the parable of all fame, which is he is now famous. He's the champ. He's beaten Apollo.
Yeah,
and he's training around the press, all that sort of stuff. Well, guess what Clubber Lang is doing? Push-ups in his 1-bedroom apartment, and then showing up at the dedication for the actual statue that they put in Philadelphia, and saying, hey woman, something you can't do. You can't, as a professional boxer, just show up and say you're going to fuck your opponent's wife. I mean, you can.
Also, with your Mike Tyson.
Or Conor McGregor.
Mr. T, in this case.
Wait, who was the guy who said, I'm going to eat his family, praise be to... That was Mike Tyson?
That was Mike Tyson. I'm going to eat his family, yeah. And then he was like, I don't have any kids.
No, first of all, this is what no one ever remembers from that, which was, I'm going to eat his children, praise be to Allah. He followed it immediately up with that. That was like that brief spat post 9/11 where like a couple of black celebrities became Muslim, and everyone was just like,
which is the case again, by the way.
Yeah, and the media is doing the same thing again, where they they make it seem so weird by just being like, it's weird that they did that, right? And everyone's
did Spike Lee have a thing too, where you got like against the Jewish-controlled media or something?
Oh yeah, Spike Lee does love.
That sounds right.
Lee loves.
What is it called again? The globalists, right?
Yeah,
here's the thing, but here I will say, I'm going to say this right now. Spike Lee is not where he is because of racism. Spike Lee should be the venerated director that Quentin Tarantino is. Spike Lee is 10 times the director Kevin Smith is. Kevin Smith had an easier time getting his films made at a certain point.
If he only did Do the Right Thing, that would be enough for me. Like, that movie's incredible.
Yeah. And then you add Do the Right Thing 2, called To the Right Thing.
Of course.
And then Do 3 Right Thing. That was the third one to close out the trilogy.
How are you doing 4 more right things you need to do?
Yeah, and then Radio Raheem's Ghost, a horror movie.
What's the Spike Lee movie with the pizza place that it's his first one. What the fuck is it called?
Do the Right Thing.
Is that Do the Right? Yeah. That's Do the Right Thing? Shit. Then what's the other one I'm thinking of?
Malcolm X.
What the fuck is this? You think Spike Lee is a hack?
No, come on.
No, Spike Lee, I understand why it can seem that way looking back, in the same way that it looks like Jerry Seinfeld is a hack.
Yeah.
But it's like, actually, he invented a thing.
that everyone stole.
And he also he did a bunch of other stuff. Blah, 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 she's gonna have it. Let's do the right. What's the other one? Fuck me.
Low Better Blues, Jungle Fever.
He got game.
Eve 6, not Eve 6. Jeez.
It's Eve 6. I'm thinking of Eve
Yeah.
6. I can't remember which one it is. He also did some fucking
Fucking
amazing.
rhyme, but the lack thereof will leave me empty inside. You guys remember the soliloquy from the Eve 6 movie?
No.
I would choke on a rhyme. I can't even fucking do it.
Oh, fuck you.
Better than faith in nothing.
Something about Oblivion. Yeah.
He directed the story from NBA 2K16, John. Is that what you're talking?
I am thinking of that.
That's right. He did Malcolm 1 through 10. Malcolm I, Malcolm I, Malcolm I, Malcolm IV. All these underappreciated. It wasn't until he got to Malcolm X that people really took in the whole. Yeah.
I personally enjoyed Malcolm 6, Adrian's Revenge.
Yeah. And it was Adrian Brody, a really young Adrian Brody.
Very, very misunderstood movie.
Klansman was good. Klansman's very fun.
Black Klansman was really good. Here's a movie that no one talks about that was fucking rad. The Inside Man. One of the best heist movies.
Just as Patty said, I hated Inside Man. I liked Inside Man as just a heist movie. I don't even think of it as a Spike Lee movie, except for that one tracking shot where he's on the dolly shot where it's Denzel Washington making his way through. But that's a classic Spike Lee move. But everything else is just like a really good heist.
It's also just the reason why you know it's a Spike Lee movie is that Denzel Washington is such a very different type of cool dude. Do you know what I mean? Like Spike Lee's like, you're still gonna be a cool dude, Denzel, just different kind. And he's like, all right, Spike, I trust you. Like, also, no one talks about this. Denzel Washington. Is there a bad Denzel Washington movie? And then we're gonna get back to what are our favorite sports movies.
Was he in Lady Killers?
No, Tom Hanks was.
That's right.
That's the one that's like, you know how there's that weird time when Michael Jordan, after the seasons with the Bulls, then just played for the Washington Wizards for a bit. I always think of Lady Killers as that was Tom Hanks' equivalent, where it's just like, listen, the greats, they do crazy shit.
I think Flight was pretty bad because like the whole premise of that movie, it's like if you like were kind of responsible for the death of a lot of people because of your coke habit, you wouldn't get clean after that. Just
which one?
No, I thought that he saved a bunch of people's lives because of his coke habit. And
I misunderstood the whole movie. You're exactly
yeah, which movie is this?
The movie Flight. What made it so interesting was because he was a cokehead drug addict. He was able to he did a maneuver that's like he broke like a bunch of FAA laws. It's a real guy. A real guy did this. He was all fucked up.
No. You're thinking of the Tom Hanks one. That was a fictional movie.
Yeah, you're confusing Tom Hanks. That's
no.
Sully.
You're thinking of the Sully Sullenberger movie, and then the Denzel Washington movie Flight.
Famously.
Did a bunch of cocaine, but like everything worked out weird. Like that's why it's a story is everything worked out, but they still had to try him for being on drugs.
I actually really liked that movie. I was trying to sell it.
See, Patty is right. Sully was fucked up on cocaine, and the last thing he said before he had to land that plane was, "Watch me fuck up these geese."
Yeah, let me show you how these fucking geese can suck my ass.
We got a couple put-ins for shitty Denzel Washington movies. We have Richard Wright coming in hot with Training Day.
Wow, come on, man. Training Day,
pretty wild.
Training Day is the last good. Oh my God, this is on TV. Sit down, let's watch it. Movie. You can enter that movie at any time. It's also a classic. Also, I love an LA movie. It's a great LA movie, and it shows a part of LA you never see. Also, by the way, I watched that movie back recently. They actually are accurate to a lot of where they're driving to, which I was so ready to be like, come on, and I was like, oh, that's actually how you do that.
Pretty rare. Here's one that I agree with.
Training Day, it's a sports movie, right?
Yeah, it's all about getting ready for the big game.
Yeah. They're hunting the biggest game of all.
The soundtrack is just dubstep versions of Allen Iverson saying "practice."
Exactly, and there's also a whole track that's just the full beep test from high school.
C. Mooney said "The Bone Collector," which I agree with. I fell asleep during The Bone Collector.
I have not watched. I don't care.
Do you guys? This isn't a Denzel Washington one, but I want to get to it before we scroll past. Patty Patman says he hates the 25th hour.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So that one I don't, because I loved it, but I was like 17.
Here's what it is.
Yeah,
it's exactly that. It is a great. It's a like. Watch it once. Watch it till you're through college or university. A couple of years as an adult, you're like, I'm not
Yeah.
feeling bad for the drug dealer going to jail.
It's the Bill Hicks of Spike Lee.
That's
Yeah,
correct,
like,
Jordan.
You've got things like them being like champagne for my real friends, real pain for my sham friends, which in hindsight is like, that's a real loser thing to say.
Yeah. But again, here's the thing that I'm going to say about Ed Norton.
It's a real finance bro nonsense.
He was with Courtney Love for years.
He was with Courtney Love for years, which is, you just got to go like, someone likes chaos. Do you like chaos, Edward? Ed Norton, great choices. All of his films, like first watch, you're like, this is fucking amazing. Not all of them hold up to a second watch. Weirdly, like what I would say is he loves a place where he can fucking act and do something interesting and amazing. And sometimes those are really, really impactful, interesting movies the first time, and then you watch the second time, you're like, fuck you. Birdman, the first time you watch it, great. Second time, you want to cut your own dick off with a gun.
Was unable to watch it a second time. Watched it the first time, and then the second time I was like, I kind of get it.
Second time's better though, because I think it's just like they're all.
Is that true? I disagree. I just found
like self-involved assholes that I feel like the movie's more about that than it is like the plot, right?
Okay, because I never know if I'm like just being dizzied by, because you're right. A lot of Ed Norton movies have like Fight Club, where it's like, whoa, is he in his head? Oh,
and Fight Club, by the way,
and then don't care anymore. Except for Meatloaf, I'll watch all Meatloaf scenes, and then
here's the problem with that's because we're 36. And you're like 50 or whatever. Like
it's just been so long since I've heard anyone call each other bitch tits. I
know. His name was Robert Paulson.
Oh, I haven't seen American History X in a long time.
So I'm going to say American History X is held up pretty good. Fight Club has held up pretty good, but in the end, it's one of those things where that movie, I saw that movie when I was like 15. It was just like, and now I'm like, all right, you know what I mean?
Fight Club or American History X, both?
Pardon me?
Which one, Fight Club or American History X?
That was Fight Club. American History X, I think, is phenomenal and amazing. I think Fight Club has held up pretty good. But besides that, most of his movies, you're kind of like, huh?
Boomsticker, you'd be surprised at how often this is true. There's a documentary on Netflix about a black guy who does exactly this. And he's just their first black friend. And
oh my God, that guy is the most fascinating human being. I am obsessed with that guy. There was a scene in that documentary that is one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever seen in my life, where he's like, other black activists are like, fuck you, how dare you? And he keeps just trying to shake their hand as they're sitting down to yell at him. And I just want to be like, oh, that guy is amazing. Because the patience, the
empathy,
the moment when the guy is like, I had nothing, they took everything from me. I still in that moment hated black people, but I realized, and then he touches, I can't remember the guy's name, and he touches the person on the shoulder and goes, he was and then I could call him, and he's like, yeah, so I just drove through the night to hell. And you're like, yeah, that documentary is amazing. And oh my God,
yeah. So it's like, it's a lot of racists don't know anyone of another race. And then when they get to know like one person, they go, fuck. I'm not saying it cures all of it, but it definitely, like, now there's a hole and they have to analyze, they have to actually listen to it instead of just assume.
Probably a lot harder to double down than we think sometimes. You know?
There's a reason why they want to keep people segregated. It's a lot easier to be like, they're the problem with everything. If you don't know anyone who's black, you maybe could be perverted and polluted into thinking that. But if they're your next door neighbor, all black people steal. My neighbor's a black guy and I borrowed his lawnmower and I didn't give it back. What do you say then? What do you fucking say then, racist? That's right, I'm the one who steals. Take that.
Speaking of white people who are being cured by
go on.
Ed Norton.
How's Joe Biden doing these days? I haven't checked in for a while.
Well,
he's having a rough time.
Listen, here's the thing that's the best about being Joe Biden is that he is literally almost kind of doing exactly what he said he was going to do, but the world is so bad. Everyone's just like, not enough, Joe, and then do some stuff that you actually don't have the power to do. And he's like, I don't. Okay, so yeah, I don't know.
I also meant more like, is he able to get through like full speeches and stuff? Is he?
Yeah. His mental decline is greatly exaggerated. I mean,
Yeah.
he's old. There's no
Like,
arguing
he's old.
that, but-
More what I say, the bigger thing of the Joe Biden presidency is I'm from Canada and went to theater school. I should not know more about how the American government works than people that have lived here their whole lives.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people I have to explain when they're like, why doesn't he do an executive order to bring in gun control? And it's like, because that's not how your country works. It's in the fucking thing. And then they're like,
but John, you had the advantage of being young and being interested in the heritage of history at a young age because of growing up in Canada. So maybe
I agree.
Because of whose stepfather?
That's right.
Jess Solomon's stepfather.
Jess Solomon's stepfather. It always comes back to Jess Solomon's stepfather.
I was trying to write. I got so mad reading a bunch of those tweets of people just misunderstanding what the president does. That I tried to write this thing, and it's just basically I never got the wording right, so I just deleted it. But like Americans will be like, George Washington is one of the great all-time Americans, and then the same person in the next breath will be like, why isn't the president acting like a king?
Yep, you're right. Yep. Guess what, guys? The parallel you just drew is very funny, but unfortunately, I cannot laugh because I'm screaming because you're unaware of it. They're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Exactly."
It's almost like they're supposed to preside over things.
Oh, Jordan, come on.
Jordan, you're going full screen for that one.
Yeah.
That's nice.
The one that I always
nice.
enjoy is the amount of Southern Republicans that are like, my favorite president is Abraham Lincoln. And I'm like, you are all really lucky Abraham Lincoln isn't here. Because guess what Abraham Lincoln, one of his favorite things was to do, which was, oh, you're not going to cooperate? Meet my friends, the U.S. military. So go fuck yourselves. Oh, Civil War wasn't about states' rights. That's true. It was about states' rights. It was about states' rights to suck Abraham Lincoln's dick. Also, I found out
any takers?
Any takers? I found out I was talking to a friend. I shouldn't be yelling this much. I was talking to a friend at lunch on Friday. This was the funniest thing ever, which is I was talking about a club I'm going to, and he said, "Oh, I'm banned from that club." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "I was talking." Someone yelled, "Make America Great Again." And I said, "Make America Lick My Balls Again." And then that guy tried to fight the entire staff of the club. So he hasn't been back in a bit, and I'm like, that's good stuff, but make America lick my balls. Go the fuck on.
Here's a fun thing that I've realized because I spent so much time talking to you over the last year, and it's I listened to your latest wrestler review episode about Lex Luger. Very fun.
You have to understand, I talk too much into this microphone. I don't know what we said.
It doesn't matter. That's not what it's about. It's that I know where you are recording based on how loud you're being.
Interesting.
You were being very calm and very measured in your delivery, but you were getting excited, but you were not yelling. And I was like, oh, John's not at home. That's what's happening right now.
That's not true.
Not at home.
It was when I was recording that I was in the middle of figuring it out if I was moving or not. And it was one of those things where it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever, I have to move from afar. I'm going to be on the road. And the amount of admin you have to do where you're like, well, that's a lot of like admin, God bless understanding girlfriends who are willing to supervise a moving crew.
Yeah.
Mr. Steve Mooney, I'm not surprised if I did say that. It is Lex Luger. What it was I was so filled with. I remember recording that. I was so filled with rage.
You were angry, quiet talking.
I was like throughout the entire thing. I was just like, all I want to do is just break the world. Because it's just like, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, could just not one thing go easy right now, motherfuckers? So yeah, that was the whole kit and caboodle. But yeah, great point. I'm gonna get that Diet Coke that has been teasing me, and then let's come back and we're gonna talk about sports movies in the last hour, and then Jordan's gonna come on over and we're gonna make s'mores nude.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's right. It's dangerous to be around the flames. Don't have long pubic hairs, or the sparkle hit the long pubic hair, and it'll burn your junk.
Get some briefs, baby. Smell those grapes.
Okay, I also would like to talk more about the briefs experiment. Are you wearing the briefs currently?
I'm wearing them right now. I don't even have pants on, and I have that weird thing where where you buy something and like a new shirt or like a jacket or a hat or something,
you got to try
to show it to your friends. I have that with my underwear right now, but obviously I can't show it to you. That's a crime. That's terms of service.
Did you know? I learned there's someone that I know that likes to dance around in his new clothes. And I learned that when we bought new clothes, and he's like, "Don't you want to go back to the flat?" And like, and he like put it on and like be all cool. And the way he shimmied his butt, I was like, "You dance when you wear new clothes, don't you?" And he was just like, "No." And I was like, how defensive you are makes me know that's what you do. Like, you
Guaranteed.
know, like, Also, yesterday, you want to wear them out of the shop. Oh, I never want to wear them. I like in the bag.
Wearing stuff out of the shop. I love it. My old shoes in the box, and I'm just gonna throw them in the garbage. I'm wearing my new.
There's nothing better.
Kicks.
The shoes, I agree. I had to order new shoes because I didn't have any show shoes. Very excited. Off gray cons. Come on. All right, I'm getting that Diet Coke. I'll be right back.
All right, get out of here.
How hot is it there, bud?
It's just sweaty. It's not even that hot. It's just fucking sweaty. It's like my inner thighs and lower back are.
Do you have like a window in there? Is there any breeze to speak of?
What's that?
Is there a window in your room? Is there any breeze to speak of?
I have two windows open.
Yeah.
But they're tiny little box windows. They're not great. And so the airflow isn't. I could open my door, but then I would just be sitting here in my underpants, and I live with two grown men, and that feels rude. Yeah.
Well, who knows what'll happen this summer? Maybe they have a routine that you're not privy to yet.
I feel like we're all playing chicken to see who
first.
Who caves first, who finally just walks down the hall naked, like fuck this.
It's like Squid Game, where whoever loses first, everybody actually wins.
We all just open it up. I think of so many things in terms of the penguin thing where none of them wants to go into the water first because it might be full of orcas or sea lions or something, and so they gradually just shove each other. They just sort of shuffle forward and push, and then one of them falls in. You just pick the wrong side.
Yeah,
and then if he doesn't die, then they all jump in. That describes so much human behavior that was a real turning point moment for me watching that documentary.
No Diet Coke.
Nice. That made me think of Welch's grape juice because that was their advertising campaign and they did a great job.
I'm gonna say this. If you here in the hot in California where we keep it hot. It sometimes is nice if you put in a cold drink in one of those insulated coffee cups. So then the ice stays nice and insulated, so it's extra cold.
Smart. I made cold brew coffee and cold brew tea the other day, and I honestly, I don't know why I pay for anything. All the stuff I make is better.
Cold brew coffee, I've gotten into a lot. It's also one of those things where you're like, this is so goddamn easy. Yeah,
so easy. It's just water and coffee in it, and then you just put it in the goddamn fridge.
Yeah, overnight.
And you leave it.
Yeah,
and you come back and it's done.
Yeah, you can even buy tea bags for making iced coffee on Amazon, which I did a couple of times, and it was so great. Also, here's a little cheap trick. If you have excess almonds and you want to make your own almond milk, just put the almonds in water overnight. Is that right? Yeah. And then you blend all of that up and then just pour it through a cake bag, and you will taste the most delicious almond milk you've ever had in your entire goddamn life.
It's fresh. Make it your own. I honestly want I want there to be like classes to teach us all the things that our parents and grandparents should have taught us. All the skills that were lost. I want there to be like, I want to set up a program in the city that's just grandparents coming in and being like, here's how you fix your shoe.
I mean,
and this is how you make a good sauce.
It bugs the shit out of me. You got to be able to know how to make eggs. Got to be able to know how to make a pasta dish. Got to be able to know how to make a meat dish. Got to be able. Also, most people don't know how to make a fire. Drives me insane. It's so fucking easy.
But it's hard. It's hard because we've watched a lot of movies that pretended to teach us how to make fires, but what they actually taught us how to do was die in the woods.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's also because here's what the first thing you need to start a fire, and that is, are you guys ready? A lighter. If you're going in the woods, what the amount of people that are like, well, we only have matches. Well, I didn't realize we were going. You understand the lighter was invented before matches, you assholes. So bring a lighter with you.
David, what's a bit? Remind me. I don't know what I said. Baldy coming in with a hot tip. If you want almond milk, you need to go milk one of those brothers.
Come on. Are you tying me to the whipping post?
Man, that was so bad. It was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Not the whipped toast, the almond.
Well, it's because we have no way out.
Yeah.
I you know what?
Oh
wow! You didn't even want to be a part of it. You didn't want to be a part of it. What was that? Well, come on back.
It's not that I don't want to be a part of it. It's that I have no knowledge of the Allman Brothers. Literally none.
You strike me as a midnight rider.
They don't get it.
Why don't you eat a peach?
The only there you go. The only one that I know is I think they had a song on Guitar Hero.
I can't believe you didn't like the Allman Brothers. I'm sure you know a lot of people named Jessica.
I'm sure I do like the Allman Brothers. It's like the Pixies.
I cannot believe. I want you right now on YouTube. Bring up In Memory of Elizabeth Reed. I guarantee this you'd be so on board with this. They put it on right now. It's like I can't even believe.
Wait, which one? Hold on, I'm opening my musical program.
Yeah, is it the one? Is it the bad one that I'm also still very much a part of? Because I just their algorithm.
I've never used that. I've always been Apple because my that's where I put all my CDs when I was a teenager, and so it's got all my old music on it. So I just stuck with them.
Okay. Is if you put In Memory of Elizabeth Reed?
In memory
of. I guarantee. Yeah, Live at the Fillmore East. Chris, you're gonna love the shit out of this album.
I love Live at the Fillmore albums.
Yeah, it's okay. If you like Live at the Fillmore, the original one, the reason why all those other ones exist is their album Live at the Fillmore East.
Oh, dope. Thank you, David. I just put it on. So I am now listening to the Allman Brothers while podcasting.
What do you think?
Reached a new level of whiteness, gentlemen.
What do you
job.
think? We did it. We goddamn did it.
Oh, yeah.
Did it. Crash into me. Crash into me. Two-step. What do you think? What do you think of this Allman Brothers?
I mean, it's good. I wish I was high.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like to go on the record.
Through me.
Give me Doobie Brothers any day. We're talking brothers.
Over the Allman Brothers? You go Doobie?
Michael McDonald. Come on.
Come on. Yeah.
Michael McDonald rules.
I mean, he's fine, but he's who are the name one other fucking Doobie?
Who cares, man?
I do. The Allman Brothers are better.
One of them was with Cher. What's up with that?
Yeah, Greg Allman. And then two of them were with buses because they both got hit by buses and then died.
Good.
Yeah. I kind of miss them.
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
That's fine. No, but here's the thing is, who are the other dudes? There's Michael McDonald, Skunk Baxter, other dubes.
There's Les Fremore, and then I'm just making shit up.
Lester Freeman?
Yeah.
The man who was in Property for 13 years, 4 months?
Yeah.
Because he followed the money?
Very same.
But then he finally got out because they forgot about him. And then he solved a lot of the drug crime in Baltimore.
Very good.
But then he followed the money again. And then he got bumped back again because he's Lester Freeman and he's natural police.
You got to find a way to wind down. Music's the cure.
I like The Wire too, guys.
Michael McDonald is one of my favorite scenes in The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh my God.
Because they keep playing him on the thing that he says, if I hear Yamo be there one more time, I'll be Yamo blow my brains out.
Yeah. No one talks about how good The 40-Year-Old Virgin is as a movie, by the way. Like that, like of Anchorman, all of those sort of like frat pack movies. 40-Year-Old Virgin rules, dude. Holy shit. But I just want to buy these boots. Yeah, you go on eBay and you buy. No, can I just buy them right now? That scene is the reason why Jonah Hill has a career.
100%. And do you know? Did we probably talked about this on the show before? So if you've heard it, let us know in the chat, and I'll just stop fucking talking. But you know how that made it into the cut? How that even happened?
No idea.
So what happened was, Alex Watson coming in hot. John relates to 40-Year-Old Virgins because oh no,
it's true. It is true.
Oh.
I certainly do.
He's short with a flaccid penis for the podcast.
Get it?
So what happened was Jonah Hill was just like hanging around. I guess he was like someone's friend. He might have been friends with like
I think he's Seth Rogen's friend. Yeah.
And he was just being funny. And they were just shooting takes in the eBay store. And they were like, let's just get this kid to try one. And so they tossed him in and he just riffed that. I want these shoes. and then the whole walking him out. And he's like, I want to buy these shoes so I can wear them. which is great. And they did it, and they all laughed, and then they fucking screened it, and they were like, just throw it in, because what's it gonna hurt? Let's just put it in. It wasn't supposed to make the cut at all, and it got like the biggest laugh of the whole fucking movie.
God,
and
it's
people were
such
like
a good
writing
movie.
about him on the cards and things like that.
The
So
other-
it was on a lark that Jonah Hill got a career. That Oscar winner Jonah Hill.
The other thing
his
that's
career.
so great about it is and I missed DVD commentary for this, which was they talked about how Judd Apatow gathered people around to do a final day of punch up on the script because like it had Steve Carell so they could get a bunch of people, and Gary Shandling would not stop talking about how The Virgin had to be good at sex or the movie would not be good. Like he would not like they were like, what do you mean? And he was like, and like apparently like he kept calling Judd Apatow, was like, if The Virgin's not good at sex, you don't have a friend in me. And like he was like, that's how it works. To the point that they were like, well, we're ending on a musical number, and he went, yeah, and it better represent that The Virgin's good at sex.
What do you think that means?
What it is that Gary Shandling was one of the better guys at telling a long arcing joke. Gary Shandling has so many jokes that take super long to pay off.
Yeah.
He was just very good at landing the boat in that type of writing.
Yeah.
And just going like, that's how you make it the funniest. And they're 100% right. The 40-Year-Old Virgin is one of those things where it's like, how are you going to end that movie? And it's like, he has sex and then they do a dance to fucking, it's the age of Aquarius. For no reason. Oh yeah.
Well, I think it's great. Like it's very fun, and it only makes sense because he's good at sex. Because it's like you know, like in Bollywood movies, whenever sex is about to happen, like a specific song will come on, and then like curtains will blow in the way or something like that. Or in old movies, it would suddenly be a train going through a tunnel or something like that. And so basically, what they did is they showed them they didn't show the sex because they're 40 and that's gross. And so they so it said that they had sex, went back for the second one, and then it was the song was like that symbol of the release of the coming, and her like relief that he's not terrible at sex and she has to teach him everything. And that was it was a perfect choice.
This is an odd question. Do you guys remember being taught anything sexually? Like, do you actually remember like a lady ever taking you by the hand and be like, sir, let me show you how to quack, 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 quack.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I remember most of it was actually telling me things not to do.
Yeah, I feel like as gentlemen, we've had a couple of the like, what are you doing there?
Well, I remember one. So when I was at this like very recently, like 2 days divorced woman in her 40s that I've talked about on here before, when I was like 19, I was back at her place, and I remember at one point she just went, "No, not like that," and I went, "All right, noted." Tried something else, it was fine. And then I was with this woman that I dated for a few years, and I remember her just sort of like sitting me down one day and being like, "This sex is bad, and we're gonna fix that." And I was like, "Great, thank you. That's all I want." That was like 20, so I'd only learned not to do one thing,
and
no
then
one
you
else had
learned
given me any instructions.
Something else.
And she told me that was where I learned not to like rabbit. You know, take your time.
Oh yeah.
You know, rabbiting, you know, like a rabbit foot, too fast. She taught me a bunch of good stuff.
But here's the thing with the whole rabbit thing, which is we've all learned that. But then sometimes, after a long time of, you know, the gentle applause, sometimes you really need to rapido to let the orchestra know it's time to have an orgasm so everyone can go to bed.
Absolutely. It's called a crescendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what else? No
Jordan.
Jordan, you look like Buddy Holly in that movie where Buddy Holly was played by Gary Busey before the cocaine and, of course, the motorcycle accident.
Thank you.
No problem. What was I going to say to you? Sports movies. I'm going to say this. Major League is my number one. Oh, top 5 though. Fuck. Sports movies. Major League definitely. Can we include documentaries?
No. What about, do we like League of Their Own too? I like that.
I would say Legally Owned would be my 5th.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that since. I don't know that I've ever seen it in its entirety.
And neither
I've
do
seen
I,
parts of it on TBS, the Superstation.
Yeah,
Of course, of course.
That and Shawshank are always on every day.
Don't forget to put in your summaries of the stream
That's
and
right.
titles in the Discord. There's a new A League of Their Own coming out soon.
Come on. No, what's weird though? This one with men.
Finally.
No, it's gonna be like Amy Schumer.
Yeah, Darcy something from The Good Place. She played the
Or
girl.
it'll be like a female coach teaching a bunch of teenage boys how to play baseball or something.
Yeah, but there's
Like
no
Meatballs?
adversity. There's no adversity in that. Wasn't Meatballs but a summer camp?
Oh yeah, that's a good Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Sandlot's
Here's the movie
great.
that I would the original
Excellent.
Moneyball,
Great
definitely.
Great movie.
I would throw in the 70s Bad News Bears, even though it's aged pretty badly, because one of the main jokes in it is that one of the kid players in it is a big time racist. Like one of the main jokes is there's a blonde kid who just keeps saying the N-word. And let me say this about 70s comedies. It is done in such a way where you're like, I know how you're structuring this in the Norman Lear way of like, this kid is bad, we should not be laughing at that. But like the way they pan the camera, it's also like they were also like, we got a winner, say it.
Yeah. Did say the line, Bart.
But it was a blonde kid. And
yeah, I think it's the blonde kid. Yeah.
You think of Dennis the Menace because Walter Matthau.
I am thinking of Dennis the Menace to get those people out of our neighborhood. Dennis. Yes, you are right. Yeah, Dennis the Menace to society. Dennis becomes a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hardball. I remember this one. That one was pretty good. Also, The Replacements, where he played a backup.
Absolutely not. Go fuck yourself with Keanu Reeves.
Pretty fun.
Shut the fuck up.
Pretty
What's the
fun.
hockey one from the 70s?
Not top
Slapshot?
5. Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Slapshot. Yeah.
Oh, Slapshot. Oh, I don't know if Slapshot's top 5. Caddyshack.
Goon. Top 5.
Ooh,
Goon
fuck.
is excellent. Absolutely excellent.
I think League of Their Own. I think Goon's better than League of Their Own.
I think so.
Moneyball is better
Caddyshack's
than
great. Caddyshack's so great. Moneyball is definitely top 5 because how do you take all that nerd shit and still make it a great movie?
Also, the movie
It's a
Moneyball
movie
is
about
is
math.
You understand that the only moment of action in Moneyball is Brad Pitt drives a truck for a bit. Like the entire movie, never forget this. That entire movie is various people in windbreakers moving to different chairs and then sitting down. That's it. Nothing else happens.
Whenever there's a game playing, they just show him not watching
Driving a
the
truck.
game.
That's the action. Is then
Or in
Brad
the
Pitt
gym.
drives,
There's like
drives a truck.
I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
All right. I got it.
That said, I had to buy another ball cap because all my ball caps are in my bed bug apartment, and I was down. It was between Oakland A's and LA Dodgers. I went Dodgers because I live here, but I was I do love the Athletics.
Love this.
Oh,
Happy Gilmore.
fuck.
Absolutely. Like one of the very few that totally stands up. I wouldn't say one of the few good movies he's made because he has made like I just watched Hustle. That's great. Obviously, Gemstones, Punch Drunk Love.
Wedding Singer. Here's the crazy thing.
Wedding
Is
Singer,
if you actually think about it, here are for my money, and there's a couple of these that are just personal faves that have not aged well and are not actually good movies, but I love the fuck out of. Billy Madison. Happy Gilmore.
Yep.
The Wedding Singer.
Yep. Wedding Singer's so fun.
Here's one that not everyone agrees with. Mr. Deeds.
I hated that. John Turturro was the only part of that I liked.
It's the reason why
watching it.
John Turturro is phenomenal.
So funny in it.
So is Steve Buscemi. So is Norm Macdonald. Big Daddy. Hello.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Big Daddy. Little Nicky.
Little Nicky. Uncut
good.
Gem. The problem here is Little Nicky, and then See in Hell, Adam Sandler. Like then you
The
just
Water
have.
Boy.
I mean, I got news for you. I really like The Water Boy is not good. Do not watch it now. I will not watch it now. Water Boy rocks the fucking shit. Yeah, drop the pen. What Mama don't know won't hurt her. Come on, Henry Winkler. Henry Winkler, let's kiss. Make out with me, Henry Winkler. Take it out and watch me. I want to watch you piss, Henry.
Oh yeah,
You're
what was the
talking about
one?
Wedding Singer?
Adam Sandler in general, but also Wedding Singer.
That's one of my favorite scenes where he breaks down crying playing his song on stage, and it cuts to John Lovett.
Oh my!
he's losing his mind, and I'm reaping all the benefits.
It's fantastic. Okay, but then I think after that, it's not good until Uncut Gems.
No, that's no. I mean,
what about
comedy
the,
maybe, but he made like what was the one he made about
Meyerowitz
being a
stories.
firefighter with
Meyerowitz
9/11? Was that the Meyerowitz stories?
I think so. Maybe not.
I have
I think
no
it-
idea.
no, I think it was
did
called, like,
not-
Green
the only fire movie I remember him making is when him and Kevin James get married, and they're basically like they're pretending to
Chuck
be
and
gay
Larry?
guys. Yeah, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
But they learn to love gay people in the end. It's about
I
it's
haven't
about
seen
overcoming your
seen that movie
homophobia.
because I was just like, go fuck
I've seen
yourself.
parts of it on TBS The Superstation.
Why wouldn't you? Also, do you want to know something about Kevin James I learned this week, which I don't know if it's public knowledge, but I'm sharing it with everyone. He is a real big Trump guy. Real big. The reason why he sort of
Really?
dropped off is real big Trump guy.
Wow. That makes sense. Punch Drunk Love is beautiful.
It's Punch Drunk Love, but I'm saying there's a huge gap sort of around Punch Drunk Love, Big Daddy time, Little Nicky time, to then go fuck yourself. Like there were like, don't mess with the Zohan. Don't mess with movies. Come on, Adam. Adam.
Hubie Halloween was too dumb for me.
Was Click okay?
Click is
Click I
real
didn't
bad.
watch. I heard it was terrible.
I watched Click at the movie theater of the very rich kid camp I worked at in Long Island in 2006. It had a movie theater, and people were picking between Love Actually and Click, and I was like, let's watch Click. Love Actually seems lame.
Let's just not go to the movies.
Yeah. As it turns out, I should have picked Love Actually.
Yeah, Love Actually is like watchable. It's not good.
Oh, dude,
Love Actually, let me say
It's
this.
it's a movie.
Yeah, but Love Actually to a certain type of person, like we're all elitist hipster douchebags.
Yeah.
Let me tell you who fucking loves Love Actually, and let me tell you who puts it on right before he watches Die Hard every Christmas. Any guesses?
Stephen Hastings.
Stephen Hastings
Yeah.
loves Love Actually. Let me just because
Of course he does, because the guy cheats on his wife and leaves her and everything works out.
So the kid that plays Liam Neeson's son in that movie, he's like this.
Is Liam Neeson in that movie?
Yeah, he's like the widow.
He plays Stephen Hastings.
I thought that's.
Oh no, sorry, that's Snape. What's his name?
Yeah, it's so funny. But what I'm more is it's in a grander sense for all baby boomers. What that movie really is exactly that, which is it's such a baby boomer trait, which is your behavior doesn't matter. Go nuts. The second thing that all baby boomers love is everyone just being happy at Christmas.
Yeah,
everyone be happy at Christmas.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a really
like how,
good,
like how
there's a really
all
good Christmas
millennials,
movie.
like all millennials think you could figure out everything over a couple of beers. In the end, I truly think that all millennials are like, what we need to do is get all these racists and all these BLM people to have a couple of PBRs and a micro. Like it's that same
Totally
illogical.
PBR too.
Not wrong.
It's exactly that. In the end, like all millennials think, guys, if we all could just agree that Kid Cudi's, it's pretty good. You know what I mean? Let's listen to some Childish Gambino. Same way, all baby boomer, especially baby boomer men. You know what they all just want? They all just want everyone to be goddamn happy at Christmas. And if we're all happy at Christmas, then we'll be happy the year round.
There's a great Christmas movie. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's one of the characters is played by Diane Keaton. She's the mom, and that's all she wants. The whole movie is her just trying to have a nice Christmas. It's just that incomplete. But it's her and John Goodman, and their marriage is falling apart. But she's forcing a good Christmas on everybody.
I guarantee you that my father would watch that like a World War II veteran would watch Saving Private Ryan, where he's like, they haven't gotten all the details right, but that's the struggle of my generation right there. And you're just like,
it's good.
What, you just trying to make sure that everyone has a nice Christmas? Like, we don't care. And he's like, no, I'm onto something with that baby boomer theory. I just put that together right now. I think I'm 100% right on that. Every generation has one thing not true at all. Like how all like Gen Z people, like all like my brother's generation people, like in their like early 20s now.
Yeah.
If you just acknowledge that their feelings are valid, they will go along with everything, which is so bad.
I got a theory on that too.
Go ahead.
I think it's because like people our dad's age, if they had fathers who were in the war and saw some shit, The only time they would feel love would be on Christmas.
Oh, fuck yeah!
I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because my dad loves Christmas. Also, infamously, my grandfather never spoke about the war. We only found out he was like part of the Normandy invasion 2 years ago.
Jordan, you were 100% right. That is the exact.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it must be that.
And by the way, when did our generation all bond with our dads? When we all really started drinking, that you could have a real frank conversation over a cocktail with your pater. Holy shit.
There we go. There we go. I just real quick, I just want to say, listen, Alex, we acknowledge that your feelings are valid.
It's very
but
good.
Also, Lebensraum was a valid theory.
I don't know that theory, but it does sound German. That can't be good.
I'm just seeing if she'll say, you know what, you make a good point.
What's not true? The fathers loving Christmas because of their alcoholic, war-torn grand.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah, every time.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I gotta tell you, that makes all the sense in the world, because that generation is the first generation that had a dad that was like, how are you feeling about this? So they're like, we are on to something, gentlemen. I think we just solved the world.
But also, like, wasn't like the Coke Santa like mid 50s too?
Oh yeah, listen.
I think it was invented. I think that was by Nazis as well. I can't remember for sure, but I think it was like late 30s Nazis Coca-Cola that invented that Santa Claus.
I thought it was just good old American Coca-Cola, because there was always different versions. Like there was Father Christmas, but that image was from the Coca-Cola marketing campaign.
I know it was Coke, but I can't remember who I was talking to recently. It was someone that was very smart. I happen to know a lot of very smart people. They're in my orbit.
All right,
smart.
And
this one said something about. He's like, yeah, it was Coke Santa, but not a lot of people know that it's a 1930s German Coke Santa. And then it sort of spread from there. So, no, I've radicalized Alex Watson by validating her feelings.
Here he goes. Yeah, this is the problem with talking to Gen Z that way. Let me say this. I don't know how we got here from sports films.
Adam Sandler attack.
Whoa, production.
Okay. I'm going to say this right now. Murder Mystery 2 and Space Mountain both look shit, as does Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween is very difficult to watch.
What is it?
It's a Halloween movie that came out like last year, I think, and
it came out in Texas just 2 years ago.
It's basically like it's like a watered down water boy character who is a crossing guard and defends his town on Halloween. It's I can't remember, but something spooky.
Nazis.
It's not ideal. I watched Hustle today, Patty. It's pretty good. It's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. It's a solid watch. Okay, so Hubie Halloween. I don't know any of these. Uncut Gems. Still haven't watched it, but apparently incredible.
Uncut Gems is very good. I did not enjoy it one bit. It's one of those things where it's like, if you are not into like weird, crazy, tense movies from the 2000s and 2010, like if you've watched a lot of, if you've seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, I found Uncut Gems very like, I know what you're doing.
Did you like Good Time?
No, what's Good Time?
It's the one before with Robert Pattinson. It's all about having to like get his brother some help. Anyways, it's equally tense, but I know what you mean. But check out Good Time before you write off the brothers, whatever they're called.
I wasn't writing
Karamazov.
I actually really like. It's one of those things where it's like I got why people like seeing Adam Sandler that way. I got why people did it this. Like I understood all the acclaim. It was just one of those things where sometimes just things you're already into. It's that sort of thing. I'm like, oh, I see what they're replicating for a more mainstream audience.
Yeah,
it just seems a bit, you know what I mean? Like in the same way, if you listen to the Pixies now, they don't sound edgy or weird because you're not listening to them in 1988. It's that same sort of context.
When this is the problem with being friends with John, is because John knows a lot about theater and story structure and such, and so I'll come to him with something like, "Did you see this? It's amazing," and he's like, "No, it's
I'm insufferable. I'm
incredibly derivative of this." So don't let him tell you he's not pretentious.
But I
He
also
just
think,
called himself insufferable. He's self-insufferable.
It's so
But-
the
but I
amount
feel
of
like-
things I've watched. I'm like, oh, they're doing this, and then I realize I'm like, well, me and them know what that is, and everyone else didn't attend. None of them have read Bertolt Brecht on a Friday. You know what I mean?
I
These
feel,
are
but I
facts.
feel like John can be used as a gauge, like because I have friends like you, who
That felt like an accusation.
Yeah,
have
that
some
does.
have some
Yeah.
strong opinions about art, and but you didn't say you hated Uncut Gems, so that to me is almost like an endorsement.
Well, it's what. But here's the thing: is there's so many things where I just go, "This isn't for me." You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's also that this is the other I'm having more and more in society, where I'm like starting to just be like, "Why are you involved in this? This isn't for you."
Yeah.
Like there was just a bunch of people railing against, like, I guess, like some new thing is being inclusive, and I was like,
Was it Star Trek?
I think it may have been they were like rallying against like Ms. Marvel, and they're like, no, it's She-Hulk. They're like, this isn't how She-Hulk actually, and it's like, guys, you can all suck my ass. Like we're now like fuck off.
She-Hulk only wears things that absolutely very tightly cover
Yeah.
her breasts.
Like this is the
at
thing
all
also.
times,
Like they're
with
like,
deep V's all the way down to her natural V. If we're gonna be canon about it,
I like sure okay, but it's also like those that fabric couldn't be anything but drawn.
yeah, I know.
Because if not, it would be.
And she's actually like
Or
an
no.
incredible lawyer. That's like her character. It's like
Yeah,
she's
that
not
is- it
just
is the
very
we- it
dumb,
is that
she's
weird-
also an amazing lawyer.
That is very much canon. She was all the superheroes' lawyer. That was why
Yeah.
Marvel beat DC in the 90s, because they were just like, they just made some explanations. So, Jordan, what's it like playing saxophone in Dave Letterman's band?
It's fun, but Dave's actually kind of mean. So.
Hey, did you guys watch
Paul, I got to tell you something. You want to hear something about Paul?
Shaver?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's always
Yeah.
he's always playing with his.
I kind of figured that. Does anyone else feel like quietly Paul Schaefer was just a big time drunk the entire time? Like, there just seems.
I think he came in with big drunk energy, like he crashed the band's dressing room. They're like, "I want to play with you guys tonight. Let's do it." And sometimes they'd be like, "Sure."
Well, apparently, like he fucking like ran that shit. Like it was like tight. Like people that saw that show live were like, the one thing though, the band, like they said that about Conan too, where they're like, I think that might be the best band in the world. Like they were just like so good. To
There's
just,
actually a clip of Paul Schaefer playing the synth part in Pixies debuting Alec Eiffel off Bossa Nova or whatever, and it's hilarious because he looks like his dream came true. But every time he gets to play with the band, that's what he looks like.
He loves it, but apparently he was like he played with like Miles Davis. And
Yeah, he's like
his
book-
musical pedigree is weirdly deep.
Yeah,
I remember reading his book being like this. Him and Martin Short's book were equal experiences in like, this isn't going to be interesting. And then you're like, this is so fucking good. Like, because the main thing that Paul Schaefer was SNL's musical director when it started.
Because he came from, was he Godspell?
Yeah, he was the musical director of Godspell.
Fucking that whole cast. Can we, just because I don't think the people watching our show know.
Do you guys- okay,
some
so
of them will know about Godspell, but I feel like a lot of
This
them
is
won't.
such deep comedy nerd stuff. And there was a comedy nerd thing that Chris will understand because we have friends. Also, the friend I'm thinking about who would do this, I'm going to see if Chris can guess it in the private chat, is okay, let's see if I can do, when you bring up Godspell, I want to see if I can do the cast of Godspell. I think I can do it.
I just wanted to jump. 5-4 said my friend, they're talking about She-Hulk casting.
I love it.
5-4's got a friendly one. And he says she's a cis woman who's well over 6 feet tall, engineer, drummer, bassist, and all around great person. But when I first read it, I read it as an all around green person.
Yeah.
Wow, that's perfect casting.
Okay, so Godspell was a play they did in Toronto at the same time that Second City opened.
Yeah, he's from
And
Thunder Bay, I think.
He is from Thunder Bay. And it was like this cultural phenomenon, and all the people involved went on to crazy things.
Yeah.
Here is, I believe, the cast. Dave Thomas.
Hold on. I'm just bringing it up. I'm trying to find the right cast for it. Production history. Fuck you, Wikipedia.
Just type in Godspell Toronto.
It's like this Toronto one is so big that like when you say Godspell, like people should know that's what everyone means.
Yeah,
it's
but
just this
like,
one
it's-
particular.
but It's very Canadian to know this. Yeah, there it is.
Well, and like American Nerd. Okay, I got it. Share screen. bitch.
Oh, I forgot about one of these names. There's like one guy that didn't become quite as famous, and it's a real heartbreaker.
So we got cast photos here.
Yeah. So Andrea Martin.
Top one, Andrea Martin, huge SCTV star, still like showed up in 30 Rock, was in like basically anything
she's
Tina Fey
quiet.
makes, she includes Andrea Martin.
Quietly in one of the better or Netflix sitcoms is that one about the news channel, and she's the person's mom who ends up working at the news station. Can't remember what that show's called.
Yes, Good News.
I think it was called Good News. And Dylan got the greatest joke. And Nicole Richie's, by the way, in that movie, or in that show, by the way, and she has the funniest joke in the entire series, which is, where were you working before? That show, Fashion 911. That show was called Fashion 9/11, and it was canceled immediately. There are a couple of people. I didn't realize there were some people in the cast that did not go into fame, such as Valda Avkiz. But let's scroll down. Avril Schoen, go fuck yourself. Jane Eastwood.
I mean, Gilda Radner, obviously one of the most beloved comedy icons of
It
the
looks
70s.
like a Martin Short down there, doesn't it?
That is a Martin Short down there, by the way.
Martin Short,
who I
buddy.
believe was plowing Gilda at the time. He was plowing her.
Yeah, Martin Short,
look at
Eugene
Eugene
Levy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Look at that picture.
Holy fuck.
God, he's so handsome. And then you've got Paul Schaefer.
Yeah,
So
Paul
that's-
Schaefer. I feel like, and then John Candy, and then at the same time, John Candy's at SNL, Dave Thomas is at SNL, and they were like on the same street. You have to understand that there's a neighborhood in Toronto called Yorkville, and this is when Yorkville was fucking cool as fuck.
Can
And
tell
I
you
think
guys
there was
an
also, like-
embarrassing, secret about somebody there.
Sorry,
Say
what
that
was
again?
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I had something embarrassing to tell you about Eugene Levy, but it's okay. I'll save it for another show.
No,
No, you will tell us right
Tell us now. Tell us now.
This is gonna be so anticlimactic. No, okay. Chris, I don't think has this problem. John, maybe you do, but I feel like I have these moments where I realize like the pretentiousness I had in my 20s has worked against me later on because my sister really into Schitt's Creek, and I was like, I'm not gonna watch that show. Fuck that show. Started watching it recently. Why did I never watch it? You got
It's amazing,
Eugene
right?
Levy, you got Catherine O'Hara. The writing's super tight.
Yeah.
Great show. I'm an idiot.
So much heart. I didn't want to watch it either. And then Sadaf got me into it, and I was like, this fucking rules. This is great. Catherine O'Hara's reactions alone are fucking worth it. Like, she's incredible.
I went to theater school with Alexis. You have to remember that my fingerprints are all over that show.
No, absolutely. I think she mentions you a lot in the interviews.
I'm sure she
Says
does.
Credit to famously
yeah.
short man John Hastings.
Yeah, very short. Here's
I'm
what I'll
sorry
say
I
about
derailed that bit.
let me say this about Schitt's Creek. It is the funniest show with not one joke in it.
You and I disagree on what counts as a joke, but I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like, I found it incredibly, like, I'm like, God, this is watchable, but I'm like, this is like a new thing. This is the, like, guys, just a show about people being that are slightly exaggerated. It was great. I really enjoyed it, but let's, brash taxis.
So just to add on to the Godspell thing, a lot of the people that went from Godspell went into National Lampoon shows
or SCTV.
So, SCTV, a lot of those ones came out of that as well. So like, so it was I think like Dave Thomas went over into the National Lampoon Radio Hour, which is where Bill Murray came from. No, Chevy Chase wasn't part of it. Dan Aykroyd was part of that.
Chevy Chase was hugely a part of the National Lampoon's Radio Hour.
National Lampoon's. Then there was Egon.
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis was a big part of it. It's like this weird sort of path that incredible.
It was that, and then the
whole generation worth of comedy stars just came from.
They also did a show. They did a parody of Woodstock called Lemmings.
Yes,
which
that's
was
right. That's where Belushi came from.
It's where John Belushi came from because he played the MC.
Yeah.
And then they went and did SNL. There's a great movie that's a dramatization of these events called Futile gesture, futile, stupid and futile
Stupid
gesture.
futile gesture. I still haven't watched it yet.
So
Can
good,
I-
really
Okay,
fun.
cool.
It's really
Gotta watch
fun.
it.
It's a fun 90-minute little hoot. It really makes you want to start a magazine, and do acid. Also, I'm watching a cat right now. You ever seen a cat try and like bite its like the claws itself?
Yeah.
It is I find it so soothing and interesting. This cat just fucking goes at it. So it's like just in the sun, just going like, yes. Oh. Very fun. Go on, bud.
I was listening to this is tenuous, but it just made me think of it. I was listening to a podcast about. Did you ever hear about the group of Russian hikers in sort of like the 50s?
Oh, the shit got ripped apart.
Yeah, where like they burst out of their tent and they were found just like destroyed and sort of strewn around the local area.
By the way, it was if you have hypothermia, you can yes,
the Altaf Pass.
I believe it's what they like it's one of those things where it's like we'll never know what happened, and then like one scientist is like, well, they got snow mania, which is a diagnosed thing you can get, and then they just went insane and then succumbed to the elements. It's like
so it's not even that interesting, but like the stories that they came out with were like originally people assumed that it was the locals. There's like a group of people that lives on the hill, and they just decided that it was them that killed them. They started making up that it was sacred land, and so they were punished by ghosts or by these people, and then it was snow mania and then all these different things, and now scientists are just like, oh, it was an avalanche. That's what happened. Snow was coming. They're experienced woods people, and so they burst out. They couldn't open their zippers, so they just burst out in a panic to try to get out of the path, and they figured they would get dressed afterwards. And then some of them ran down a ravine by accident, and some of them that was just a blind panic, and they all died. But the reason that it made me think of it is, and this is fucking gross, but one dude had bit one of his knuckles out.
Huh.
And apparently, like, he was biting himself to see if he could still feel, and like bit so hard that he took like a chunk out of his goddamn hand.
And that's so.
And there was one of the women, which is why they were like, it's ghosts or it's a yeti or it was these uncouth, not that's the wrong word, but like savage hill people. Is because one of the women they found, her eyes and tongue were gone. So they were like, it's satanic or something. It was just fucking animals. Yeah, she was just around, and those are the soft parts, and so fucking animals ate her. But it was just such a wild thing of like, all these theories, it could have been anything. Probably ghosts, though, or CIA. A lot of them thought it was the CIA.
I gotta say this about the CIA. I kind of always think, would this have been the CIA?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, it's funny when you were talking about that. It reminded me of sometimes when I'm trying to like go to sleep, I'll just put on like, if I don't want to listen to podcasts, I'll just listen to somebody tell a story of something. And so last week it was I forget his name, but it was like one of the guys who John Krakauer wrote that book about, like when the climbers got stuck in the storm in Everest. Mm-hmm. And so like it was this guy kind of monopolizing on his moments that he was like written into in the book, and he's the most insane person ever. And I can't tell if it's because of what happened to him or if he always like the way he tells the stories, like, and the wind was blowing, my friends, and we were hiding under the rock, and then it came and I hid. Like it's insane.
A wind, a succulent Chinese wind.
Yeah. So either you have to be insane to want to climb up a mountain or go through a pass, or I have no idea.
Yeah, but
or the CIA is making you do it.
Yeah.
I do find this so interesting about Everest, and this is the most human thing ever, which is something that was a true challenge, that was a risk of life and limb that so few people could do, because with everything, we just get good at things we shouldn't get good at, and then just ignore the consequences. Where it's now more people are dying because of traffic jams going up to the peak.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They have to wait in line and they die.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Dying in line to climb a mountain. To climb a mountain. There's so much of it. This is the biggest mountain in the world, and you're waiting single file when you die in line.
It's very good, isn't it? It's really good.
It's like,
you could have done this at the DMV a foot from your house, you fucking dolt.
Yeah, we brought capitalism to fucking the tallest mountain on earth. You will wait in line and love it. And
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Humans die as they lived, far stupider than they comprehend in the moment. Here's what I think about. I was thinking about on my run today also. Do you think that anyone's actually said to George W. Bush, like, you're a war criminal, right? Like, it's like one of those things where it's like
Senior or junior?
Junior.
Both.
Oh.
Senior's dead. I weirdly think that Senior knew. Like, Senior was the head of the CIA. Senior is one of those guys where it's like, I guarantee if you were like, you're a war criminal, he's like, yeah, I'm a president. What are you, a fucking child? And you'd be like, God, I knew I'd fucking like you, George. And he's like, I'm pretty likable, actually. I'm pretty all right. If you look at policies, I was like the white Obama. And you're like, yeah, I know that, George. America's in trouble as a result, by the way. And he's like, yeah, I knew Reagan. You don't even fucking know what that guy wanted to do. Like, I guarantee George Herbert Walker Bush and I guarantee would have ended up making out.
Interesting theory.
Yeah.
Maybe rubbing butts. I can't see him going tongue.
I could.
Just a drunk, like,
Chris,
doing
he's
the
a Yale
hustle,
man. Here's what I know about all. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yale men have those long lizard tongues.
They certainly do, and they're for kissing. That's how you get into the skull and bones. The skull is your mouth.
Wrap it all the way around, and then pull on your tongue.
Chris. Why wouldn't you?
It's weird that I was in Texas when Kennedy was shot. Oh well.
I know
a lot of people were in Texas back then, Jordan.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
a lot of people in Texas.
He was also, but like, I do like his excuse, which is he was meeting with a bunch of like shady oil people, and it's like, I mean, I could see you doing that. It seems like that's what you'd be doing. Yeah. Also, when people say that, it's like, guys, if the CIA killed Kennedy, they'd make sure that the head of the CIA was not in Texas when it, like, they're.
Unless that's what they want you to believe. It's the old double bluff.
Yeah, we see what I believe is that Lee Harvey Oswald did it, and then humanity just couldn't comprehend that. And then also the CIA was like, actually, we need to monitor and figure that out because, like, he pissed off like a lot of people that we trained. And they were like, wait, who have you been training? And he's like, listen, as it turned out, leaving the intelligence apparatus of the United States in charge of two brothers who were obsessed with turning America into an empire, we may have done some stuff. And it's like, okay. Like what? And it's like, I mean, how much do you guys like Panama? And they're like, it's all right. It's like, well, 25 years.
To Panama. It's like,
let me say, we're going to need to kill some people. And they're like, well, why? And they're like, I don't know. But by the way, just Chile's going to be weird too. And they're like, why? What'd you guys do? It's fine.
I like the idea that he says it like your parents who have bought you something for Christmas, but it's like a few days before, and they're like, "Oh, do you like that band?"
yeah. Yeah, and they're not really sure what to figure out. That's what the CIA was right after Kennedy was killed. They were like, "Hey, was it anyone from Cuba?" And they were like, "No," and they're like, "That's good. That's real good." Yeah. Was it an Italian American guy? And they're like, "No. Why would it be?" No reason I can think of. None whatsoever from my side. Yeah, I'll tell you that much.
I'm very sorry to do this, but I have to leave because I have to host the show today.
Nice.
And it's the first time doing it, so I need to go and make sure that everything is fine. Can I leave this in your hands
Jordan,
for the last 10, 15 minutes?
And I will post the podcast. Guys, make sure to get your descriptions and everything into the Discord area for that. Jordan and I will finish up talking about Jordan, we'll plug the record store for the last 15 minutes, and then we'll fuck off into this good night. Chris, plug the show you're off to, and then I'll see you.
See you, buddy.
Bye, guys. I'm doing the Hangover Comedy Cure at the Cloak and Dagger, which is wonderful, and it's going to be very fun. And I feel like weirdly nervous about it because it's my friend's show, and it's the first time I'm hosting it, and I want to do a good job because you left it in my hands. I won't have to leave this early other times, I don't think. I just want to make sure I'm there early to set it up and make sure everything works because it's the first time I'm doing it, you know?
Right.
You'll
enjoy.
Enjoy it.
Here's my quick Toronto transit question. Are you taking the Bloor line?
Walking.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I was about to say whatever, because if not, you're all the way at Bathurst and fucking College like a prick. Yeah. And you have to take the fucking streetcar down? No, absolutely not.
Just gonna...
It's like 25 minutes.
That's it. It's Peace Bus. Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna go. I love you both. I love all the Troggies. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you soon.
Bye, buddy.
I like that conspiracy that they just wanted to stage an assassination attempt, but they accidentally killed them, and they're like, "Oh fuck, oh shit."
I haven't heard that. I listen. What I love is my favorite of all conspiracies, and they don't really exist anymore post COVID. I haven't heard anymore, but pre COVID, I was doing in LA, especially. I was doing a lot of like what are called urban gigs, which just means they are booked in mostly for Black people. So
Mhm.
I got a bunch of Black conspiracy theories.
Okay.
My personal favorite one is this one. There's 2 Trumps. One of them's gay.
Ah. That's too deep for me. I can't.
I don't, and it's like, and I remember going, why? And the person went, well, why not?
Which is pretty much how most conspiracies work.
Oh, there's a bunch of crazy ones. There's a bunch of ones involving like various Black celebrities, like Denzel Washington's dead. What's some other ones?
Have you heard like the ones about like the archons and stuff?
No, Bill Cosby didn't do it. That was a setup from White Hollywood. That's my favorite one. They're trying to take down our heroes.
I mean, that has famously happened to a lot of Black people. So, I mean, fair point. But
in this case, I'm going to say,
is he out of jail?
He is out of jail. They had to release him because if not, it would have caused a constitutional crisis within the United States because essentially the prosecutors did violate American law in the evidence that they used. But it's also in that same way where it's like, yeah, I know, but just like, could we not have a constitutional crisis though?
So how's LA? Is it going to survive another summer?
It is. It's good. The main way I'm going to survive the summer, by the way, is I will be in the UK touring.
Are you going to the Fringe?
I am doing the Fringe, touring my show. I've added a new ending, I think, to my show, which I think is going to make it much better. But what's weird is that the thing I was closing on is now opening.
Yeah.
So I now have a show that, like, man, that first 15 minutes beats the shit out of the audience. And I don't start previewing for a couple of weeks. And now I'm just in a quiet panic about the rest of the show again. But I think it'll be all right. You've like worked on albums. Do you guys get this when working on an album? I always think working on an hour is sort of the same.
Sometimes I like stuff that's live off the floor a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
But are you coming to Montreal at all this summer?
Not this summer, unfortunately. I have a bunch of friends from various places that are coming to Montreal. I keep sending them to your shop. I keep being like, if you're looking for a thing to do, here's a place because I keep saying it's in the Plateau, but I may be incorrect. Where is your record?
You should also let them know it's in the Mile End. But yeah, you should also let them know I'm on European Capitalism, which is I'm only open Thursdays to Sundays. So.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's just me there, so I need like the days off to look at collections and clean records and all that shit too, right?
Oh, smart. I didn't even. I gotta tell you, this really shows my fucking hipster elitism in the chat. Can have a real field day, but sometimes when a shop like that is only open Thursdays through Sundays, I'm like, this is my kind of place.
I'm open the weekends though, so I'm giving my all throughout my relationship girlfriends off on the weekends. I'm working.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
When you are cleaning and collections are coming in, is it literally people are dumping off like whole crates and barrels of fucking?
I've had to get like a lot more strict because sometimes people like will bring 5 crates of records. I'll cherry pick like 6 sellable things, and they'll be like, "Oh, I can just give the rest to you for free." And in the past, I'd say, "Oh yeah, sure, great," and then they're all just shitty, and then several months later, I have to rent a van and go to the dump.
Fuck, that's true. So now what do you have?
Yeah, some records nobody will buy. In fact, some of the record covers I sent you were ones that have been in the bins for a while. So.
Buddy, I can't wait. Well, because I'm not sure exactly what to do. I think I'm gonna invest in some sort of office space.
Okay.
Just because it's not like I'm sharing something. There's a part of me that's trying to think of like I have a little bit of space to work with. I'm thinking about maybe like look at building something. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. Anyway, that said, I may need some more records for wall hangs, but I will. That's a couple of months away project.
I'll hook you up. And also, we won't get into why yet. I have to keep it on the down low, but I will be coming out to LA in next year.
That'll be fun. We're very excited. We can go to the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
I've been there. I've been
there.
I've been to LA a few times, but
have you gotten all like the good LA music spots? Like, did someone take you to the Laurel Canyon Country Store?
I actually haven't been there. No.
That I got to tell you, the Laurel Canyon Country Store. You're like, it literally is just a fucking great grocery store in the middle of Laurel Canyon. But what you also benefit from is it's like, oh, I get why this neighborhood. It's like you're like, oh, I get why Laurel Canyon was very popular for all those musicians. We're 5 minutes away from Hollywood. It smells like we're in the woods, and we're like, this grocery store is weirdly so cheap.
Did you see that movie from a few years ago called Under Silver Lake?
No.
It's like the director who did that like horror movie It Follows, but it takes place in like LA today, and so like they're going to all these different spots, and I assume that movie's what LA feels like now. It's like people like who are like Glendale adjacent and just like whatever like the new LA kind of hip is.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
It is, and there's sort of two hip LAs. There is very much the like we're almost 40, and in no way does that mean we're in trouble. And that is very much when you say Glendale adjacent, very much where I live now.
Yeah.
And that's very true. And then there's the downtown Koreatown scene, which is super alt and weird, and is weirdly like very young and also very not white people. Which is very interesting. Like it's just there's sort of two zones, and like much more comedy stuff is much more happening way more east or way more west, and what's happening in downtown, what's happening in Koreatown, and what's happening in Thai Town is much more like very indie, weird, a lot of dancey music, a lot of that sort of stuff. It's also it's weird. Drugs are back again, baby. Holy shit.
All kinds or a certain kind?
It just seems like all kinds, because I'm essentially a teetotal, and like I just don't do.
That sort of makes sense. I feel like the last like 2 years, people are just like, let's get loose and maybe die from something like that.
I know, but I don't know. I'm just not.
Yeah, no. I mean,
fentanyl really scared. Like, listen, I like weed as much as the next gallaroo, but like fentanyl just scared the shit out of me at a certain point.
Yeah, I feel like like amphetamines and stuff, like you can get the same effect just by microdosing mushrooms. Personally, like feels a bit speedy. You're like thinking a bit more, but yeah, it's like it's scary. Fentanyl is like the most value for your money in terms of a drug. It's like the tiniest. You only need the tiniest amount to do anything, and if you go over that, you're dead.
I should put an office in my truck tent. That's not a bad idea. The Brown Derby is not there. The Brown Derby is now a mall called the Brown Derby Mall. Baldy. It's right next to right across the street from Jordan. What Koreatown landmark? Where Bobby Kennedy was killed.
Ming's Chinese Theater?
No, that's in Hollywood, my friend. Are drugs back in pog form? They're back in pog form. Oh, that's the yep, it's this one. I want this. Wait, did you guys both get this at the same time? That's very funny.
Are you like a occasional party, or are you like have you gotten to the point where it's just like, I don't think I'll ever do cocaine again in my life or something?
Yeah, I'm just never going to do any of that. I am looking to do none of the drugs that you have a hangover from. Brown Derby sounds like a race where you're shitting your pants. Ashley, that's a race I challenge you to. We begin the race by starting to shit ourselves, and then we have to run 100 feet while shitting. I actually want to do that, and I think that would be very funny. It is very much now a school.
How come Ashley's chatting, but she wasn't here today?
She's on a bus that's very loud, and so she couldn't be here.
She doing a gig?
I believe she is doing a gig. There was a lot of messages. I went for a very clear head cleansing run, so there were a lot of messages, which I only am sort of getting to now. So
I've been running down that trail, which I refer to as Home Depot Road, but it's the one that goes alongside the tracks in Montreal. Like, you know what I'm talking about? It goes like all the way out to Rosemont, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great running path in the morning. Just uninterrupted. Yeah.
The one that I really enjoy is if you go into Old Montreal at the very make it happen. I would love it. The for the podcast listeners, Alex Watson just wrote, we need a John references a run counter. In Old Montreal, there is a bike path that basically runs west, like down the fucking Lachine Canal, like through St. Henry, all the way to the West Island. That's a fucking running path, baby. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, running's fun. I was like anti-running I was like, why would anybody do that? And then
I feel
finally
you.
caved because of my very wonderfully persistent girlfriend.
Let me ask you this, Jordan. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When you run after you run, do you notice that your penis is noticeably smaller?
Did you say when I run after my run?
Post run.
I haven't checked, but
I want you to check. It's a whole thing.
because all the blood is going elsewhere, huh?
I think that is exactly what's happening.
It's actually it's a sign of good health. Actually, if you're taking it,
Is that true? I've never felt that way myself.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah. How is your penis? Large? Good Lord. How often do you think a doctor is asked?
Is my penis the normal size?
No, can you make my penis bigger?
What, like by any age or just by like 16-year-old boys who have to go there?
I think I'm going to say any age, all ages. I would say a doctor is asked that on average, as it turns out, once a day.
I don't know. I feel like we're in such a sex positive time right now that if you have a micro penis, you'll find a way to hook up with somebody who doesn't.
I have a friend who is she's two people she has dated, micro penis.
Yeah.
Here's what she said: 2 of the best boyfriends she ever had, both excellent at cunnilingus.
Interesting. The one micro penis person I've heard of that my ex-girlfriend went out with for a little bit was a full-fledged bring down society communist.
No.
I'm not saying that means anything. I'm just
of course. I have to say, of course.
What's that?
I've been playing with a tile that's in my hand for most of the show by removing the battery, and it got. Is that the lady that you and Chris both did? How dare you, Baldy? How dare you? You dirty dog! You're a dirty dog, and he got me.
Burn, Baldy. Burn.
Jordan, here's my question,
please,
before we say goodnight. And ladies and here's what I just realized. I may not. Oh, I think I can get into the. Am I? Oh, hilarious! I don't think I can. I don't think I can trigger a raid. Wait a second.
Shit.
Wait. I think I can. I can do it. I can do it from my phone. But I was going to say, Jordan Robson Kramer. Yes, I can. Why don't you tell us any plugs you have, my friend?
Yeah. I would like to plug Mr. John Hastings.
Oh,
because it's always a fun time when I hang out with him. And one day when I have something to plug, I'll come back on and plug it. And I feel like he would give me that opportunity. So, John, I'm plugging you today.
I appreciate it. Oh my God. Tom Tuck's in the chat. Tom, how are we?
Hi, Tom.
How are things?
I'm sorry about that time I got drunker than you one night and I kept you on UK time because it was about 12 at night in Montreal. Oh, those were the days.
It was a great day. Tuck, where are you playing at the Fringe this year? Tuck? I want to know. Also, Kirsten, I do believe that mods have the ability to set a raid. If you want to do that, that would be great. I don't know who. Here's my question: Who is up and who wants to be? Who should we raid, guys? That's my question. Who are we going to end the show with giving a raid to? Who's up? Who's ready? Who's excited? Who would you like to raid, Jordan Robson? Oh my God. Oh my God. Your play. Oh my God. Tom, come on the show right now. Tom. What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
What does this mean, John?
I mean, so basically, Tom continually.
Podcast listeners, for anybody who can't read, it says Macbeth at Underbelly, 3rd, 20.
Tom constantly attacked the Underbelly. He said various things. He said it was not. And now, sir, you're playing at the venue. He may or may not have, Jordan, referred to them as year-round shit cunts.
Oh, may or may not.
I can't remember who referred to them as that. We do a lot of streaming around here, especially in those days. Year-round, yeah. Now guess what they are? Year-round facilitators of his show, coming in from David Hoare. Can you believe that, Jordan? Yes, Alex Watson. He called them year-round shit cunts. He's admitting to it. Come on the show. Come on the show, Tom. Take your lumps. Take them from me, the lumper. And my friend, Little Lumps over here. Jordan Little Lumps Kramer. There he is.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, he's drinking broth. Limpy. Yeah, defend your boy. Defend your boy, Thomas. Thomas.
Thomas opting
Oh,
out.
and let's not forget, by the way, ACMS is happening at the Monkey Barrel. I have already emailed to participate. And also, let's not also forget, he's playing the Monkey Barrel with an august institution.
John, did you plug anything?
My Edinburgh show, John Hastings : do you have any?
What the show's called? John Hastings :
John Hastings : do you have any ointment? My John Hastings.
Nice.
Is at the Monkey Barrel every day at 8:15 at Carnivore 1. I don't know if I'm doing the wrestling yet. I did send a flurry of emails and use all of my power to try and get it to be a part of it. So watch this space. And guys, apparently, I don't know how Diamond Geyser knows this. Tom might be the most sober you've ever seen him at midnight. Also coming in from David Hoare. David Hoare now trying to book gigs for Edinburgh during the stream. Going in very... we are now just waiting for Tom Tuck to finish the show. Kirsten or any of the mods, can you see if you can raid? I don't. If not, I can trigger it from my phone, I guess. We're just waiting for Tom Tuck to come on.
Is this the first time the stream has ever had some tech difficulties? Or?
This is actually the first time, I have to tell you. And I got to tell you, I think it'll be our last.
Good.
Oh, there he is. Evening, Thomas.
Oh. Thomas, Shirt Brothers tonight.
Oh, you guys are wearing very similar shirts. Oh, I agree. Let's
hang on. I should put on some shades.
Yeah, smart. That's smart.
Look at that fancy ass art.
Oh,
the complete history.
The popcorn shade, bitches.
All right. So the podcast listeners, by the way, I don't like this. Tom, you're playing the Underbelly at the Fringe this year?
Yes.
How does that feel?
Feels fine. It's a room I played a few times.
What? Wait. When you came on earlier
in the pandemic,
came on this stream, you said a couple of things about that particular institution, that august institution.
But well, leave that out of it. I still believe that of their business practices, but I also believe that to a lesser extent of the business practices of Assembly and Pleasance and Gilderbloom.
So hang on.
To a slightly lesser extent, Gilderbloom.
So it's one of those things where you're going, you actually, as it turns out, have a similar feel that I do, which is I understand how all four of these organizations do business. I do not respect the way they do business, but I am but one man standing against the tides screaming halt. There is only thing to do is to like, it's one of those things where you're like, I will do what I can to not cooperate with all of it, but it's just the reality of doing business during the Fringe. Is that what you're sort of saying?
It was the point at which I knew I could do the Fringe because I was waiting for the tour dates.
Yeah.
And by that point, it was very limited as to what rooms we could look at.
Yeah.
And Tim could only do 3rd to 20th, and that limits it even more. Yeah. So, it's a compromise, certainly.
Yeah.
But a lot of the Fringe is a fucking compromise.
This is the thing. Like, it's a brass tacks problem. And Jordan, again, I think the music industry is very similar to this, which is it's one of those things where you try and work with the most ethical person you can find in the circumstance. And sometimes you're like, this guy's pretty
they still touch people up.
Yeah.
There's no touching. Let's not do that.
This shark.
Hang on. Those
Sorry,
views are the
that's just
views.
my idea of the music industry.
Oh yeah, that is Tom Tuck saying that various people who work for the underbelly touch people up.
No, music industry. Music industry.
The music industry only. That is the music industry only. Just
Not only.
Oh, sorry. Let's bring back
It's
Tom.
the music industry and some people in comedy.
That's right. That is correct. Some people in comedy, one that was recently referenced in a news article, and in no way did everyone in comedy go, I know who that is. I know who that is. Not going to say it. That person's very litigious, but I know who they are. Tom, do you know who they are?
I didn't see the article.
Oh, I don't know why, but the way you delivered that was so beautifully English, not British. Only an English person could say it. With that, could be.
I'm a quarter Welsh, so I'm glad that the Englishness came through.
Oh, the English. It was what it was only an English person could denote superiority for having not done something. Only England can do that. Did you go up that hill? Why would I go up that hill? Only an English person could say that, and you're like, yeah, why did any of us go up the hill? This fucking guy's got it.
Ask me if I've gone up that hill.
Thomas, have you gone up that hill?
I've been up 3 larger hills in the last week.
Right there. That's the answer that he just said was no. But right there, everyone's going, wow, that guy knows a lot about hills. God, like when everyone goes, how did England get an empire? What I say is, how did they not have more of an empire? All they had to work with was disdain and artillery. And oh, did they use it, baby? Tom, anything else you'd like to plug here at the end of the show? Nice to see you, by the way, as always.
Lovely to see you. Well, ATMS will also be at the Fringe. And I'm currently on tour. I'll be opening in Oxford tomorrow with the play What I Wrote. York on the 24th and Guildford on the 4th of July.
Let me say this about York or about Oxford. Commuting in, or are you staying in Oxford?
I finally found somewhere affordable to stay in Oxford. It took me like 3 weeks, but yeah, I finally found somewhere.
Dude, it is so like inflation in America is nuts. Inflation in Britain is like, it feels like it's on the path to wheelbarrows of money to buy a piece of bread. Like you're like
Brexit is really insidiously getting into the cracks of literally everything and expanding.
It's interesting, Tom, because when Brexit happened, I was told that wouldn't happen. Are you telling me that Brexit may have been a sham? Jordan, no.
I'm going to say that I think, this doesn't seem related at first, but bear with me, that the recent biopic on the Sex Pistols was deliberately sabotaging their image just because John Lydon is a joke and was for Brexit. And I don't know if that's punk, but my girlfriend's going to be there for 3 months, and I'm going to have to visit her at some point in London, and I'll need tips on how to not go broke. So
sorry, I'm just going to say it's Leiden, and sorry to be a pedant.
I really appreciate it because I was about to correct him as well. Also, Matt Blair, thank you so much for rating as we're going to wrap up. But
that was a punk test I was seeing.
Exactly. But you guys get to...
Oh, yeah, what's more punk than pronouncing things wrong?
Exactly.
Tom, Jordan, let's get ready to dance the raid video. Enjoy.
Suck like being dry, it's a raid.
Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream with John and Chris and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
Hi guys, we are about to raid ourselves. Matt Blair, thank you so much. Welcome. Raiders. Yes, please remember, by the way, that Elliot Steele did vote for Brexit. Matt Blair, we are about to raid over to someone else if, of course, one of the mods can do that for me, or if I can remember, if someone can give me the command in how to do it in the chat, I'll just do it there. But that said,
how long have you been doing this?
Well over a year. I've just forgotten how to do it, and I'll signed out.
You just usually let Chris do it.
I just usually let Chris do it, so I'm just out of the habit of remembering how to do it. It's one of those, go for another hour. It was no privilege. Damn it, I got to do it. Stewface, I agree with you, by the way. It's really annoying that John Lydon and Bruce Dickinson are both Brexity people because I really like them. Who would you like to raid, everybody, as we wrap this up? Tom, by the way, thanks for coming on. And I do understand in the end, the Fringe is one of those places where you got to work with the venues, you got to work with the people you got to work with. And sometimes you just end up spouting off on a Twitch stream, and I'll never let you forget it.
Well, no, they are year-round shit, cunt.
Oh, no. We're going to raid George Fox Comedy. The raid message is year-round shit cunts. Also, Trader Tuck, very good. Very good. Very good. It's Tuck named names. Also good things to bring into the chat. All sorts of stuff you want to throw out there.
One of the guys who runs Underbelly produced the first play I did at Edinburgh University. So I know him before Underbelly started. And
they're lovely boys.
Most Aldertonians you actually get to meet are.
That is true. I got to tell you, except the ones that become prime minister.
Well, so people go, oh, there's too many Aldertonians in the cabinet. So you're like, no, there's too many fucking people who choose to go into politics in the cabinet.
Yeah,
don't blame people for where their parents sent them to school.
Yeah, that's right. I feel like we're getting one of these. We're getting a Tom Tuck rant. Ramp it up, Tuck. Let's go, baby.
I thought that was the end of it. But, the idea that someone is to blame for what their parents did is ridiculous, and I believe Henrik Ibsen tried to deal with that in the 1800s.
I just want a quick correction. Isn't it Heinrich, not Henrik?
No, it's Henrik.
Jordan, comment?
I believe Tom because he seems sure about it.
You know what? I believe him as well. Keep going.
Because I'm English.
Oh, where'd you get those sunglasses? My God, I agree with them too so much. I agree with them so much. Keep going, Tom. Come on. Set us right, huh?
What else do you want me to set you right on?
I think you kind of did it. Also, I just wanted to point out this comment right here, which is Tom in the glasses really looks like he's on Come Dine With Me, which I completely agree. You look like you're the fun one on Come Dine With Me. There's like the zany weird one. Like if it's a woman, she always has blue hair and she's from one of those ludicrously English places.
Okay, right. Okay.
Oh my God, here we go. I'm very excited.
The character bit now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We do rant comedy. We're doing all the things you do at the Fringe.
All right, everybody. Have you heard of the haters?
Oh, fuck. How has anyone in England had sex? How has anyone done it?
Culture.
Yeah, it's no wonder booze has to be a part of your culture. Yeah. Because if English people sober were left to try and woo each other, there would be so much just where are you urine? I think not.
What's that Philip Larkin poem? Your mom and dad, they once fucked or something? Is that?
Oh, is that? Please tell me that's what it actually is.
They do not mean to, but they do.
No, I'm pretty sure it's your mom and dad. They once fucked.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Your mom and dad once both. Yeah, your mom and dad. They love to eat ass.
Your mummy got boned. That's the
quack, mom and dad.
Yeah, mom and dad, quack. Well, guys, I've had a great time. I'm going to attempt a raid now. There's no word if this will work. If it does, it does. And if it doesn't, let's remember everyone what the raid messages are. They are Trader Tuck. They are year-round shit cunts. They are Tuck name names. They are also see Tom Tuck in Macbeth with Tim Fitzheim. What time every day?
8:35.
Are we competing? You're competing with me in the 8 o'clock hour? How dare you?
Oh.
As I said, we were very limited in what
I mean, I got to tell you, not only have you used this my program to spread your. Are you telling me? Do you know how much I have to update Ashley Manning on? Ashley's not here for the second week in a row. What happened last week? And then this. Please head up to give us your stream summaries in the Discord. We appreciate your support on the page. Go ahead, Tom.
We've confirmed James Nokise and Josie Long to be directors for Macbeth this time.
Yeah, I will not be a director because I will be doing my solo show because you're clashing with me. How dare you?
So
fair. That's fair. That's fair. Guys, here's an old lady having sex. Jordan, thank you so much for popping in. Thomas, thank you so much for popping in. Troggies, I love you. The raid, in theory, has started. I don't know if it's going to work. If it's working, that's great. If not, go fuck yourself. Let me know. Here's an old lady talking about sex. See you later. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Penis into her vagina. And that's all. That's called sexual intercourse. Some people call it having sex. So the man passes the sperm to the woman, and now his sperm is in her. Maybe you're wondering if